Hello everybody, and welcome back to more Stardew Valley. How is everybody doing tonight? I see we've got a couple people in chat already. I don't know actually which of you are actually here right now, but we definitely have, so Dumb Q is back from last night, Tinfoil is here, and I see Matt is back. How are you guys doing tonight, friend? Alright, so I just want to get right into this. We've got about, I'm guessing, I don't know, I'm sort of projecting that we have about 2 episodes left, including tonight's episode of Stardew Valley, which is going to put us at episode 39, being the last episode of the series, which is a bit annoying, TBH. I would much prefer if we had an even 40 episodes. It would make my anal retentiveness very happy, but, you know, I'm not going to force things out, so we'll see how it goes. But basically, we have about 5 million gold right now. I mean, obviously, we're a little bit short on that, but trust me, we'll get the money quickly, and I'm pretty sure we're going to make the rest of the 5 million that we need, in the 2 streams. Now, if for whatever reason we don't make it, then we may have to go to episode 40, and that will be fine, I suppose. But Xenoblade is coming up, and that's sort of the reason that that I was worried about how long the series was going to be and how many streams we were going to have. But I actually miscounted when I was going through it the other day. It looks like because tonight is Friday, correct? Yeah, today is Friday, so Saturday, tomorrow, would be our last stream of the stream week, which would put us at episode 39, and then here, where's the calendar? Oh god, no, I just want, here, I want this. So, it looks like, so Saturday would be the 23rd, and then so Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out next Friday, meaning that if we finished Stardew tomorrow, we would have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of theoretically nothing until Xenoblade. So I've got some choices and stuff, and decisions to make. And also, friends, everybody like the stream, please. There are many of you in here. Tinfoil, Matt, Dumb Q. Did none of you like the stream? Because it sure doesn't look like it to me. I don't know, friends, but like that stream so that we can get more people in here. The reason it's not very busy right now is because y'all are just coming in waiting for the stream to start, but you're not liking the stream. You have to do that if you want the channel to grow and you want the stream to have more people in it. I mean, that's just the truth. It's that algorithm, yo. Alright, let's go ahead and pet Boof. It looks like it is raining, or I guess it sounds like it is raining today, so we don't have to worry about watering the Boof. And all the animals are going to be inside, their houses and stuff. But as a Monday, normally we would have wine to do, but the wine is slowly, every 2 weeks, it's being pushed back by a day, I think. And I don't mean pushed, I mean because it takes 6.5 days for wine to actually finish. I think sometimes less, depending on what time you actually go to bed at night. If you go to bed earlier, I think the time in between gets in, I don't know how to explain it, but I think the time where you sleep is counted as, longer than it actually is, and so theoretically, if you were to just get up and go to bed, you would be able to produce your wine a little bit quicker, maybe in 5 or 6 days instead, but I'm not really 100% sure on that. I just remember reading about it on the wiki at some point. Thank you for liking Tinfoil. Obviously, Matt and Dumb Q still have not liked, but honestly, I don't even think they're here right now. I think they popped in earlier to say that they were here, and then they disappeared. That's not very useful, friends. I love that you guys come in before the stream starts and tell me that you're here, but if you do that and then you just leave, then that doesn't help me out very much. I don't know who I'm supposed to be talking to if you guys go away. Okay, so we have most of our sheds except, all 5 of these sheds are fully filled with wine right now. This one is partially filled, so we do need to continue, collecting oak resin. I believe that is the one material that was kind of holding us back in terms of being able to make enough kegs to fill this one up completely. But other than that, we have, like, I think the number of sheds that we have is pretty acceptable. It's not gonna be, like, if we wanted to harvest all of our ancient fruit and then immediately put it all into kegs and then have it done and turned into wine by the time the next harvest of ancient fruit would happen a week later, we would need 7.5 sheds full, big sheds full of kegs, according to my math. And right now I have 6. Now, could I technically make another 2? Yes, I could. But if we only really have these 2 weeks left in the game, then I don't think that that's even going to be necessary. I think it's going to be overkill. In fact, I think it would be a little bit detrimental because it would be, instead of taking those materials and turning them into kegs and you know, buying wood from Robin and doing all of that, I could just keep all of that money or make extra money by selling the metal bars or whatever I wanted to do. Plus, it takes a little bit of time away from our days as well, and I think the more days that I can spend in the mines, and hopefully the challenge mode, Skull Caverns, if Mr. Key will ever give us that quest again, the more time I can spend in those places, the more money we can make. So, Artemis is here. Artemis says, turn away if you could, get me a drink of water, because my lips are chapped and faded. Oh, what do you mean your lips are faded? What does faded mean? But you did just remind me, Artemis. Hydrate before you dihydrate, everyone. Take care of your body. Tinfoil says, I also bought Stardew for Switch. Nice. Did you have Stardew before, or is this the first time you're playing it? And if you did have it before on, like, let's say PC, what made you want to buy it on Switch? I also have it on Switch as well, but I will tell you, I started playing with the PC version, and when I tried to... Come on, please please? What? So what? So what, I just can't have that because I don't have, like, an iridium band on? How stupid. Like, how... What the heck, game? Alright, I guess that cherry is just gonna stay there forever. I wonder if I leave and come back, like, there's no way that would just get stuck there forever. Look at how close I am to it, and it won't, like, come to me. That's how much not having the iridium band sucks. Maybe I should just go pull out my iridium band just to get that one cherry. I mean, that's gonna bother me so incredibly much, but I don't know, maybe I just shouldn't care about it. Maybe I should just look the other way and just forget it exists. Oh my goodness, we have somebody in here named Stardew Valley. That's very interesting. I suppose I like your name, but it's not very original, friend, and it might even be borderline copyright infringement, but I'm gonna call you Valley. How about I call you that? It's probably not what you want to be called, but again, I think it's a little weird that your name is actually the name of a game, especially the game we're playing. I don't know. What happens, like, when you don't play Stardew Valley anymore? Do you just change your username depending on what game you're playing at the moment? Either way, welcome to the channel. How are you doing tonight, friend? Sweet Tea is here. Hello, Sweet Tea. Tinfoil says, my sister got a Switch, and I want to learn it for Switch, and then teach her so we could play something together. Oh, so you both got a Switch version, is what you're saying. Well, that's nice. That sounds like a fun thing to do, fun thing to spend your time on. Is your sister normally a gamer, or is this, like, kind of a new thing for her? Alright, so... Oh, why am I going this way? Well, you know what, let's go check the special Help Wanted quest. I mean, it's probably just gonna be the stupid 2 fish quests, right? The ones that we have already done that we don't need. I mean, we've done all of them. We have done all of the quests. Yeah, crop order, Queen of Saw, she wants tomatoes. No, we're not doing any of that. We're not doing any of that. So... now I'm gonna teleport back to the farm, which might seem a little weird, but the reason I'm doing this is because I actually want to go over to my Ginger Island obelisk, and we're gonna use this to get over to Mr. Key quickly and see what the weekly quest is. Oh, and apparently also pick pineapples and stuff, and because I didn't realize these were gonna be ready today. But hey, more money is more money. I mean, like I said, you know, we're just selling the pineapples because we're not gonna be able to turn them into wine. We just don't have the time. We don't have the space. We don't have, like... we don't have the materials. We don't have the resources. If I had an unlimited amount of oak resin, I might consider making more sheds and putting big kegs in them. But basically, this last shed that I'm gonna fill with big kegs that we have partially filled right now, that's about all I'm gonna do. I don't know. Selling the pineapple still sells for a lot, especially... what is going on here? What is this? Oh, there's a weed. Ew. Yeah, weeds are starting to take over Ginger Island Farm now. That's just lovely. What was I saying? Basically, even selling these pineapples just on their own, they're not bad, because a lot of them end up being iridium quality because we have this fertilizer here. So, turning them into wine would be fine, but it wouldn't even really be that profitable. In general, pineapple wine is not really... like, it's worth your time if you have nothing else to turn into wine. But if you have other things to turn into wine, and you're just never going to get around to processing the pineapple, then you might as well just sell the pineapple. Now, you could also... I could make, like, preserve jars, but look at this, though. Preserve jars... they take a lot of materials, too. They take a lot of wood and a lot of stone. Now, stone is easy for us to get. Coal we do have a lot of. And wood is fairly expensive. Basically, each one of these preserve jars, if we were to buy the wood from Robin, if we were to just straight up buy the wood from Robin, it would cost us, well, 10 wood. You know, I'm just going to do a calculator, because for some reason my brain does not want to work properly. I think, in my head, it's either 2,500 or 25,000. I don't think it's 25,000, though. It's 2,500. So each preserve jar would cost me 2,500. I would have to get, like, 2 harvests out of these, if not more, to be able to even make my money back. And I just don't, like, we don't have that much time left in the game. We really don't. Artemis says, yeah, tinfoil, I couldn't really think of a song. That one was already on my mind, because writing music. Cancer by MCR. Oh, Artemis asks, I don't know, it's the wait. Artemis says, turn away if you... oh, I see. So that sentence that I read earlier... Artemis said, I don't know, it's the lyrics to Cancer by MCR. Oh. What is Cancer for... I mean, I'm assuming that's a band. I'm assuming MCR is a band. Does it stand for something? Because, like, I don't know if I've ever heard of MCR, but I might have heard of whatever it stands for, unless it's just they go by MCR, in which case I haven't heard of them before. But either way, Artemis says... I couldn't really think of a song, and that one was already on my mind, because writing music. You're writing music right now, Artemis? What are you writing? What are you writing music for? Sweetie says, guess who only got 3 hours of sleep? Sweetie, I'm not happy about this. I know you think that that's funny, but I'm not happy about this. That's not something to brag about, friend. In fact, I would be very ashamed of that. I don't think that I would personally be putting a smiley face at the end of that sentence. You should feel very ashamed, sweet tea. You should feel very ashamed. Now, granted, technically you're not the one that's staying up till crazy hours in the night trying to get a glowy staff. That would be Artemis, but, you know, that's a different story. Tinfoil says she isn't, it's a new thing for her. We're talking about Tinfoil's sister, because I asked if Tinfoil's sister was a gamer. She's not much of a gamer, but I just really want to spend time with her since we don't do much together. That's a really, really nice idea, though, Tinfoil. I like that a lot. MCR is My Chemical Romance. Ding, ding, ding! There you go. I've heard of My Chemical Romance. I've never heard of MCR. Usually when I hear of My Chemical Romance being referenced, they just say the full name of the band. So, Interesting. I don't really know much of their music, or if I do know their music, I would probably recognize it if I heard it, but I would not be able to, I couldn't even really listen, other than apparently, Cancer, I don't know any of the titles of any of their songs, so. Alright, I need y'all to hashtag pray for me. I need y'all to hashtag pray for me, okay, because, Mr. Key has not given me the challenge version of the Skull Caverns in literally like a month and a half, and it's annoying. You know what else is annoying, friends? I have asked very nicely for y'all to like the stream, and I know that we've got some regulars in here, and I know that, like, I can tell that some of our regulars have still not even liked the stream. What is up with that, friends? Be nice to me, like the stream today. That is how we get the channel to grow. If you guys don't like the stream, the channel's never gonna grow. YouTube is gonna go, oh, people don't like this stream, I'm not gonna share this stream, I'm gonna share this other stream. And then YouTube will share other streamers' content and not mine. That's literally how that works. I wish that this was not as big of a deal as I'm making it out to be, but it truly is. Liking the stream is very important. It is right up there with watch time. Watch time is the other important metric that YouTube pays attention to. Alright, so we do have some key gems. But, like, I don't really know if I need deconstructors anymore. Like, TBH. Could technically... You know what? Let's buy some key seasoning. I'm gonna buy, like, 20 of these. Because then maybe I can make some better luck food. Oh, by the way, I mean, I kind of glazed over this, but we did not get the challenging versions of the Skull Caverns. Again. So it looks like we're gonna be spending all of our time in the regular mines. Again. How exciting, game. Like, why, I wish you could, like, turn the mine, or the Skull Caverns into the challenging version. Is there no way to do that? Challenge version of Skull Caverns. Yeah, you can enable the dangerous version of the mines, but you can't do it with the Skull Cavern, for some reason. Keys challenge. After entering the cavern for the first time... No, wait. That's different. The Skull Cavern invasion is a possible, repeatable special order that may be accepted, blah, blah, blah. While the quest is active, stronger variations of monsters occupy the cavern, similar to the dangerous mines. Radioactive nodes can spawn. Completing the quest awards 40 key gems. Yeah, there's no way to make this... I don't know, I'm trying to figure out if there's a way that I can make this happen. Yeah, I don't think there is. I don't think there is. I think you just have to... You have to hope and pray that Mr. Key will bless you. Cheryl says, wee woo, hydrate, I'm back. Hello, Cheryl. Nice to see you, friend. And thank you for reminding me to hydrate. Everyone else, also do the same, please. Oh, Sweet Tea also said hydrate. You guys are really on top of me for hydrating, but I will say you don't have to, like... Now, Cheryl just got here, so that's different. But y'all don't need to tell me to hydrate, like, every, 5 minutes. I swear I will not die if I don't, constantly... hydrate every 5 minutes. It'll be fine. Usually, if you remind me, once every 30 minutes or so, or even 20 minutes or so, that's about right. But, yeah. Artemis says, I liked the stream, I swear. Yeah, the number has gone up now. The number has gone up a little bit, so... I'll get off of you guys for now, but, you know... The moment that I see that there's 15 people in here and there's only 10 likes, I'm gonna ask y'all again. So, let it be known. I'm not gonna worry about any of this stuff. We're just not gonna have time to convert it, so I'm literally just gonna stick all of that into the shipping bin. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just going back to the Skull Caverns. Or not the Skull Caverns. The, well, you know what? What if we went to the Skull Caverns, though? I wonder if I went to the Skull Caverns with, Monster Musk. If I could make mummy floors spawn, and how many mummies would be on the floors? Now, I know that they don't spawn as frequently on the mummy floors as they do during the challenge versions, but maybe it would still be worth it more than the spiders. Why don't we just try to change it up? Just see what will happen. Okay, so the spirits feel neutral, though. That's not a very good thing. I wish that it was a better luck day. So maybe I won't, like, bring super good luck food into the Skull Caverns, but maybe... Also, before I decide that I'm going to the Skull Caverns, I should probably pull out Stardew Predictor, and I should see what the mine floors look like today, because if there's a really easy spider floor to get to, then that might change my mind, and we might do the mines instead. Okay, so... Gotta find my Stardew save folder, which is not easy to get to. In fact, one of the folders that you have to go through to get to your Stardew Valley save is called App Data, and it's hidden by default. You actually have to manually search for it and right-click it, and you have to select, like, a specific option to make it visible. If you don't do that, you literally can't find it. I don't even know why that's a thing. I think maybe it's to keep people from trying to tamper with their save files or something, or accidentally delete their save files, but still. Still. Okay, so in the mines today, Monday the 8th, there's an infested floor on floor 53 and on floor 57. I guess we can go check those out and see how they are. But it looks like they're on Wednesday, floor 61 is going to be infested, and that will definitely be worth it. You know what? Let's not go to the mines. Let's go to the Skull Caverns. Like, since we have the day, and I'm kind of unsure about the ease of getting to these floors in the mines, and also like what they're even going to have on them, why don't we just go to the Skull Caverns and just see what we can make of this? I don't know. I like the idea of just, let's change it up a little bit. I mean, we're at this point in the game now where we really don't have a whole lot to do. So we're just kind of winging it. Oh, there's mahogany down here. I don't really think I need the mahogany anymore, though. I'm gonna leave it for now, but we know that it's here if we do need it. And it looks like all of the trees that were a day behind the other ones have grown now. I don't know why they weren't growing at the same rate as the other trees. They weren't too close to each other. That didn't seem like it was the problem, so I don't really know what the issue was. Cheryl says, also favorite bands. There's a K-rock group called Rolling Quartz, and they're pretty cool. Nice. Tinfoil says, what's everyone's favorite band at the moment? I don't really listen to a whole lot of pop or rock or R&B or rap or anything, honestly, or even alternative. I'm a musical theater, so like musical theater music is big for me. And then also I like video game music. I like orchestrated music. I oftentimes would prefer to listen to songs without lyrics in them. But I don't know. I mean, the thing is when you ask what everyone's favorite, well, okay, so technically you're asking what everyone's favorite song is, but Cheryl mentioned favorite band, and Artemis said probably my favorite band. So if it has to be a band, then I don't think I would really be able to answer the question. I do like, look, I mean, back when I was in, high school, I listened to a lot of Evanescence, and they recently remastered and redid a lot of their old songs on this one album called... Oh, I can't even remember the name of it, but it's really great. So if you like their music, you should check out that album. But, I mean, I don't know. I just listen to, like, whatever happens to be on the radio. I mean, I love Lady Gaga, but even then, I don't, like, sit here and just, like, listen to Lady Gaga music. I never listen to, like, music with lyrics in it. If I'm getting a hankering to hear music, I go and I look up my favorite game, like, OSTs on YouTube, and I'll just listen to those. Here's my counter question to your question, which is, what is y'all's favorite video game soundtrack of all time? If you had to pick one, what is your favorite video game soundtrack? Because also I think that that's a little bit more of a question that's related to kind of like what we're doing here right now, which is playing a video game. Sweetie says, I'm back. Question of the day, what is your favorite book series? Why don't we, well, I'm just gonna answer. I'll just say Harry Potter, but let's take it one step at a time. We're still talking about music right now, Sweet Tea. Artemis says, right now my favorite song is either I Love You Like an Alcoholic or Phony by Will Stetson. And Cheryl says, mine currently is Starlight by Dreamcatcher, a K-pop group with rock sound, but there is this B-side track. There's a lyric that says, you shine even without the moonlight, and I find it very cute. That is very cute. Then Artemis says, my favorite book series is a manga series, if that counts, called One Room of Happiness. Okay, so I'm not actually trying to go through these mines today. All I'm going to do here is I'm just going to constantly reset until I find a mummy floor. This may end in tears. I don't know how... Like, mummy floors are a lot more common when you are doing the challenging version, and they're not so common when you're doing the normal version. So, like, we have Monster Musk on, and there are indeed mummies here. I'm not gonna pretend like there are no mummies here, okay, friends? But, like, do you see how few of them there are? I mean, okay, well, actually, wait a minute. There's a lot down there that I did not see. Let me maybe take back what I said for, like, just a moment. There are mummies here. They're just... They're all hiding in this corner, apparently. I don't know. I mean, but even then, take the amount of mummies that were on this floor, and I would say multiply them by, like, probably 3. And that's how many mummies would be on, like, a challenge mode version. And, like, this layout sucks. You want to find the layouts. Like, this is wonderful. This is good. This right here is good. And I don't know. I need to figure out, like, is this going to be better to do this over spiders? Now, I will say it's a lot less dangerous. We're going to take a lot less damage from doing these floors over the spider ones, but we're also going to be killing a lot less enemies per hour and probably getting less drops per hour. But will that matter? It depends on, honestly, it depends on how much cloth we get. Because if I recall, cloth sells for like, I want to say it sells for like 600, but maybe I'm wrong because that sounds a bit high. Cheryl says, my favorite video game soundtrack, of course, is Stardew Valley, top tier vibes. I love that answer, Cheryl. Tinfoil says, my favorite book series is Warrior Cats, and I love Vashti Bunyan? Is that how you say that? I've been listening to her music for so long. I've been listening to her cover of Thoughts of Mary Jane, and it's so good. Mummies, we're having a party, says Sweet Tea. Justin says, I'm sad the Stardew streams are ending soon. Don't be sad, Justin. Justin, are you going to, like, are you going to watch Xenoblade 3? I want, the answer for everybody in this stream should be yes, and here's the reason why. Even if you don't know what Xenoblade is, or you've never played a Xenoblade game, even if you've never seen the first 2 and you never watched the my Let's Play of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I think you will all still find enjoyment in this third game. I do think that you will find enjoyment in this third game. Basically, Xenoblade Chronicles is a JRPG series, and it's got really, really top-tier storytelling in it. Like, the one thing we have, and by the way, there's a million mummies on this floor. The one thing, as much as I love Stardew, the one thing that it really has been lacking for me is a good, like, storyline, you know? Like really sinking our teeth in to that, like, good old, you know, story and lore and everything. And wow, I love how I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a lot less dangerous than the spider floors, and here I am almost dying. Also, the gameplay in Xenoblade series are just really good. Like, Xenoblade is one of those games that once you give it, like, a couple of episodes to get enveloped into the story, and you'll be thinking about it until the next time we stream it. And you'll be like, oh my god, I need to know what happens next. It's like one of those things. Justin says, I'm not a fan of those types of games, sadly. I'll try it out, though. I would urge you to, Justin, because if you're not a fan of... Now, are you not a fan of playing those types of games, or are you not a fan... I mean, because, like, you gotta be a fan of, like, stories, right? Like, characters and, like, a story and, like, action and things like that going on. Like, I don't know. I mean, if you like movies, you would like this game. It's basically Xenoblade is like one big long movie, but with like sort of Japanese style. I mean, the first game was definitely a lot less like anime influenced, and then they sort of went in a little bit more of an anime route, but not heavily. Like, I don't know. You'll have to go check out one of my Xenoblade 2 videos to kind of understand what I'm talking about here. But I don't know. They're really good games, guys. Like, I tell you, Xenoblade 1 and 2, especially Xenoblade 2, they're like some of my favorite games of all time. Like, I love Stardew, but Stardew, like, it doesn't win in every category. It severely lacks in a lot of the categories that I consider, like, you know, necessary for a good game. That's not to say Stardew is not a good game. It's an amazing game, but playing Stardew for almost 40 episodes now has really got me hankering for, like, a game that has a story to it. Like, you know, one thing that I have been constantly complaining about in Stardew is that I wish Concerned Ape would have written better dialogue for a lot of the characters. Like the events, you know, the characters all say the same thing at the events. They don't change their dialogue, and that upsets me greatly, especially because I could have sworn that when I played this game originally, I remembered them having, like, Year 2 dialogue, but they did not have Year 2 dialogue. So either my game was bugged, or they just all said the same things, and I don't really know why my game would be bugged, so I'm just assuming that he just didn't write dialogue for Year 2. Now, I don't think I would expect him to write dialogue for every year, obviously. Like, Year 3 and on, sure, they can say the same things that they did the previous couple years, but, I don't know. Like, it sort of suffers from the same thing that Animal Crossing has, which is basically... It's fun to talk to the villagers for, like, the first, you know, couple of times you do it, and then they all start saying the same things over and over again. You're like, oh, okay, well, it's immersion breaking, you know? In a game where you're supposed to kind of, like, be immersed in everything, it's a little immersion breaking. What happened to this mummy? Why is it on the ground? Why did it not die? How did you live, sir? I have Crusader on my weapon. There, you should not have lived. Justin says, I only got to see the last few Stardew streams. I know, Justin, I know. But hey, I mean, here's the thing. The VODs will always exist. Even if you don't end up liking Xenoblade, and you don't end up sticking around for the live streams, you can always go back and watch the VODs. I mean, they're there, and they're gonna be... maybe not just as entertaining, but almost as entertaining, because, you know, they're still fun. I mean, I don't know. I watch VODs all the time, so... And I mean, really, what is a VOD except a pre-recorded... You know, it's sort of like a pre-recorded thing that you can pause and watch and, like, rewind and fast-forward through the boring parts, but also has the atmosphere of a stream, which is just inherently, in my opinion, more fun than... a pre-recorded series. I don't know, pre-recorded series are good. They have their time and place, and that's how I used to do it back in the day. But now, since I've been back to the channel, I'm like, no, I like the live stream format better. I get to interact with my audience a little bit more, well, a bit more. I mean, back then, it was like, if you wanted to talk to me, you had to send me a comment, and then you had to hope that I read the comment, and then if I read the comment, I would choose to either respond to it or not respond to it, and then, you know, the conversation just happened over, like, days, sometimes weeks, periods of time, and it's just not as interactive, you know? So this is better, in my opinion. But trust me, I am a bit sad that Stardew will be ending. I was thinking about that, and I'm like, it feels kind of weird that we've been streaming Stardew for about 2 months now, I believe it's been. And now all of a sudden we won't be streaming Stardew anymore. But it's time that we move on to something new. I do love this game, but if, like, there are YouTubers out there, and I was also thinking about this today. There are YouTubers out there who have based their entire channels around Stardew Valley and nothing but Stardew Valley. And they have found relative success doing that. But I'm concerned for them. I'm concerned for them because I think in the long run, their channel is going to suffer. Eventually, they're going to want to move on to something else. And they're not going to be able to because all of their audience is going to be like, oh, but all you're supposed to do is Stardew content. I don't watch you for this content. Screw your other content. I only watch you for Stardew. Like, I don't really want people, like, I don't want to build a big fan base of people who are only here to watch me play a certain game. I'm trying to build a fan base of people who watch me because they like watching me. If you only like watching me because I'm playing a game that you like and you won't watch my other content, then, like, you're not, I mean, I still appreciate that you're here in general, but, like, you're not the type of person or the type of subscriber that's gonna help my channel be successful in the long run. Does that make sense? Like, and I don't mean that in a mean way, I just mean that in a very logical, like, I can't have my entire YouTube career be based off of one game. That's not healthy for me and my mental state, and that's not exciting for, like, honestly, I don't think that would be exciting. Like, like, some of these people have been doing Stardew videos for, like, upwards of 2 years now, and a lot of them, I would watch a lot of those videos, like, back then, you know, when they were first starting out, or maybe when they were getting a little bit bigger. But now when I see their videos, I see them post a video and it's something like 10 Stardew tips and tricks you probably don't know, and I'm like, you've literally made this video probably 5 times already. Like, aren't you getting bored? And also, like, who's watching this? Like, by now, surely all of the people that you've got as subscribers, like, they've already seen this video, like, 5 times before. Like, how, I don't know. But they do find success doing it. I just question, like, is that fun for them? I think that would drive me crazy. I think I would get really sick of that really quickly. And I think most people would agree with that sentiment. I don't think that that's an unreasonable thing to say. I think that, like, human beings in general are creatures that, like, we need change in our lives in order to be happy. I know you guys have all probably experienced this in your own life, but when you kind of don't, like, when nothing new happens in your life and every day plays out exactly the same way as the previous days did, everything starts to kind of, like, you start to get depressed a little bit. Ashley Sam is here. Ashley Sam says, hey all, how is everybody doing? I'm doing very well. And Justin says, okay, so say you are done with the Stardew Let's Plays, but there is a massive update. Would you go back and make, say, one stream looking at it? Of course I would, Justin. That's the beauty about doing all these different types of games, is occasionally they get updated, and when they get updated, I'll go back and I'll be like, hey, we're gonna do a stream now for old time's sake. Remember when we did Stardew? Well, they came out with an update, let's check it out, and then we would do it. I mean, that's the beauty of changing different games, you know, like, now if I just stayed on Stardew and then they updated Stardew, we would still check out the update, but again, it would get so samey. I don't understand, I don't know how people do it. I think, honestly, a lot of these, like, there's a YouTuber that I really like, and he does Pokemon content. And he's been doing Pokemon content for, like, 5 years. Now, granted, Pokemon sort of cycles through games fast enough that he could technically, like, cover, like, not only just the main games, but also the off games, such as, like, new Pokemon Snap and things like that. He does all sorts of Pokemon content, but that's all he does on his channel. He doesn't do any other content. He does Pokemon content, and even when he does do other content, it's like Minecraft with a Pokemon mod. It's like, it's nothing but Pokemon, and that's great, and he's known as, like, a PokeTuber, but, like, sometimes I watch his videos, and I feel like I can see behind his eyes that he's just not really having a lot of fun making the video that he's making. Especially when they're the videos that are sponsored, you're just like, you get this feeling that this video is only being made because he needs to make money, and it's his living. And I understand, it's a job, but I do not want the day to come when I feel like I have to make videos because I have to make money, or I have to, like, I don't ever want there to be a day when I'm like, oh, Stardew videos do so much better on my channel than, like, Horizon Zero Dawn videos do. So I need to start making more Stardew videos again. I don't want to ever get into that mindset. That's like, I don't know. I would rather play the games that make me happy at the time that I'm playing them, and when I feel like moving on, I move on. Because if I played something that didn't make me happy, honestly, I don't think that that would be very fun to watch. I think that that would be kind of not fun to watch, but maybe that's just me. Tinfoil said, would you ever play a Sonic game? I have played, I talked about this very briefly one time, but I played the, like, original, I don't know if it was the original, but it was one of the earlier Sonic games on, Sega. Like a long time ago, and I remember loving it as a kid, but for whatever reason, Sonic just didn't stick with me, like, going through into adulthood. I mostly stuck with Nintendo stuff. I'm definitely a big Nintendo person, and I'm a big PC gaming person. So I would say, yes, it's definitely possible that I would do a Sonic game, but I will say that it would not be for a very long time, because there's just so many other things that I want to play, and Sonic being something that is not super near and dear to my heart, because, like I said, it didn't really stick with me through my, like, childhood to adulthood. It just isn't, like, I've seen pretty much every Sonic game that has come out in the last, like, 15 years of gaming. I've seen all of the titles that they've released, and every time I see a title, every time I see a trailer for a Sonic game, I think, oh, that looks kind of fun. Like, I would maybe have some fun playing that, but I never feel like, oh my god, I must play this game. But, you know, that just, I think that has more to do with the fact that it's not like a household name in my house. Does that make sense? Like, for some people, they were like a Sega person through and through, and they grew up with Sonic, and Sonic was their Mario, you know what I mean? And so they love Sonic with, like, an undying passion. Some people are like that with Mega Man. Some people are like that with Samus from Metroid Prime. I know that Metroid Prime is a really good gaming series. A lot of people love it. I just never really got into it, and so it didn't really grow with me from childhood to adulthood, and so I don't get excited whenever they just announced not too long ago, like, in the last year or two, they announced, like, that new Metroid Prime game or whatever, and everyone was, like, so super hyped about it, and I was like, oh, that's cool, they like, finally got another game, good for them. But, like, I didn't really feel the urge to actually go and, like, check it out and play it myself. That does not mean it's not a great game, it just means that, like, it's not really on my radar, so that's kind of how I feel about Sonic. But I would say, like, never say never. Like, that's a good, I think that's a good mantra, right? Never say never. Cheryl says, also, what I've learned from printing and filing and organizing documents for a month straight is to find the little small things that make me happy. But also, yeah, the tips and tricks really help out as a beginner, but it can get boring really quickly. It's not, I think that those videos are nice and they're important and they should exist, but literally, I have seen the same YouTubers post the same video multiple times. Like, they changed it up a little bit. Like, one time they might be like, oh, 10 tips you probably don't know about Stardew Valley, which, first of all, is a clickbait title to begin with. They're getting you to click it because you're like, I know everything about Stardew. There's nothing in this video that I'm not going to know. And you're probably right, but they got you to click, didn't they? Because now you have to prove them wrong. So I don't even like those titles to begin with, but people will post, like, those, and then, like, 4 months later, they'll post a video that's titled, The Top 17 Tips and Tricks You Probably Don't Know About Stardew Valley. And it's like, didn't you just post this, but with 10 tips and tricks, like, 4 months ago? Like, and then they'll just keep doing that over and over and over again, because what they've found is that certain videos of theirs do better than others, and so every once in a while, when they're trying to get a big boost on their channel, they do a video that they know is going to do well, and so they do something that they've already done, or they do an iteration of something that they've already done to try to bring in those views. It's very, like, it's easy to see when people are doing stuff like that. And I don't necessarily shame them for it or anything. I just don't know if I can be a YouTuber like that. I just don't know if that's like my cup of espresso, so to speak. You know what I mean? I just don't know if that's my cup of tea, because I don't know. I don't want to say because I have a conscience. I'm not saying they don't have consciences. I'm just saying, like, I'm not in a situation right now where financially I need to make money off of YouTube. So me doing this is strictly because I enjoy doing it. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I enjoy doing it. Is that to say that I don't want my channel to grow and I don't want, you know, more subscribers? No, I absolutely do. That's why I tell you guys to like the stream every day. By the way, like the stream if you haven't already. But making money and all of that stuff is not more important than the basic reason why I'm here, which is to play video games that I want to play and have fun doing it. The moment that I find myself sacrificing the whole, like, having fun part is when I have to start evaluating if it's either time to move on to a different game or, like, is this content I should be making in the first place? You know what I mean? So, and I've talked in length about this sort of topic many times over the last, especially 4 months. I remember I went on a big rant about this kind of a thing, and clickbait titles and stuff when we were playing Horizon, and oh my gosh, okay, so what sold? Oh, right, the pineapple. Okay, so the pineapple was the reason we made a lot of money. But pineapple notwithstanding, we made 21,000 gold off of 32 cloth. The cloth sells for 658 G a piece, which is nice. So if we could, in theory, get more mummies to spawn, that would be great. Miner's Treats sell for 200 G, and then the Essence, of course, sells for the same price it usually does, which is about 50 G. In this case, Solar Essence is actually worse than Void Essence, so this is a strike against mummies rather than for mummies, because we would be getting a ton more Void Essence with spiders and no Solar Essence. But we got very little Void Essence and a ton of Solar Essence. In fact, I think we got this Void Essence off of, like, the dragons or the serpents that we killed. But, of course, we did get coffee as well, so we have to count the coffee. So the coffee and the essence, all this together is roughly, like, 23,000 gold. And then the cloth was 21, so we're looking at about 44,000 gold, which is not bad. Honestly, for the money that we were making in the spider mines, that's not terrible. And I think on a better luck day, the mummies might actually be worth it. I think on a better luck day, they might be worth it. We didn't even really get there super early because we had other things to do. Today, if we don't have other things to do, we might be able to surpass the money that we would make in the challenging mines. I want to keep trying this out because at least it's something different. You know, at least it's not just going back into the challenging mines and killing a million spiders, right? Justin says, Back had to walk the doggo. Oh, the doggo! Justin, what kind of dog do you have? You know I'm a dog person, right, Justin? If you have a dog, you are already good in my eyes, because dog people... Look. Disney and Kalis and Kit, they're all gonna kill me! They're gonna kill me! But, dog people are best people. There, I said it. I said the brave yet controversial thing. Cat people are good too, but dog people are the best. I say as I pet my cat, named Boof and Floof. By the way, for anybody who doesn't know, Boof and Floof is actually named after Kalis's cat, but not actually Kalis's cat. So Kalis has a cat named Luna, IRL. Kalis and Kit have a cat named Luna, IRL, and they call Luna Boof and Floof as like a, you know, an affectionate name, like kind of how like you call your pet every other name in the universe except its actual name. And like what, like for example, my dog that I had growing up, her name was Babe, and I used to call her Babraham Lincoln, Babelicious, like things like that. I used to call Rose things like Pepperoni and, you know, things like that. Like, you call your animal, like, every name in the universe except what its actual name is. But yeah, that's why Boof and Floof exists, and also Boof and Floof is a reincarnation of Boof and Floof Arpalico from Monster Hunter World. So there you go. I learned about Boof and Floof when I was playing Octopath, because that's when Kayla started joining the streams. And then in Monster Hunter World, which was the next game that I played on the channel, we had a Palico cat-like partner, and I named the Palico Boof and Floof. And now, I feel like anytime there is a game that has a choice of having a cat, I will pick the cat and we will name it Boof and Floof. Just as like an honorary sort of like, you know, that's what we do. It's like a tradition. Tinfoil says, yeah. Wait, actually, I should probably go back and read more, because I think this might be pertaining to something that was said. Ashley Sam says, I'm trying to remember which game I found your streams on. Did you do Animal Crossing at all? I did do Animal Crossing at all. Well, you know what I mean. I did do Animal Crossing, Ashley Sam. We've done, I think, 3 streams of Animal Crossing. And they did really well on the channel. We usually fit them in as bonus streams, so we may have more Animal Crossing streams in the future. In fact, we will, because since the last one, I've been doing a lot of work on the island, and I want you guys to eventually see it. I just haven't really had time to fit it in because of all the things that I've been doing the previous weekends. I don't know if we'll do a bonus stream, but maybe, hey, I mean, if we're looking to fill some streams in between this game and Xenoblade, maybe I'll toss in an Animal Crossing or 2. Would you guys be okay with that? That's always an option. That Animal Crossing is always a good, safe, like, fun filler to put in if we have to kind of, like, fill a gap or whatever. Ashley Sam says, if not, it might have been on your Octo stream. Oh, so you did watch some of my Octopath, Ashley. That's wonderful. Tinfoil says, yeah, I hope this So this is what I was going to read earlier, and then I was like, wait, let me go back a bit. Tinfoil says, yeah, I hope this doesn't come off as uncomfortable for me to mention, but I'm autistic, and Sonic is a big hyperfixation for me, along with Pokemon. That does not make me uncomfortable at all, Tinfoil. In fact, I'm honored that you felt comfortable enough to share that with me, and I think that, honestly, that's great. I mean, of all of the things you could be hyper-fixated on, Tinfoil, you chose Sonic and Pokemon. Well, maybe you didn't choose, but, like, those are great things to be hyper-fixated on. I love Pokemon, so it sounds to me, Tinfoil, like you might be around for when we do Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. That would be, oh man, I'm so excited for those games. I just keep thinking about them. I keep thinking about them, y'all. I keep thinking about, like, what is Lechonk going to evolve into? What is Sprigatito going to become bipedal, or is it going to stay on 4 legs? Like, I have so many questions. Is Fuecoco going to grow into a giant pepper dragon? I don't know, but I'm excited to learn. I hope that they show the evolutions, like, soon. I don't know. They did not show the Hisuian evolution forms in Pokemon Legends Arceus until, like, they didn't show them until after the game had been out for, like, a couple weeks. They got leaked, obviously, before the game came out, but they weren't officially shown until, like, after the game had been out. So maybe they won't even show the starter evolutions. I don't know. Dog people are the best, says Ashley Sam. Tinfoil says, I hate dogs, TBH. Like, I've had too many bad interactions with dogs to ever consider getting one. I'm sorry. That's okay. That's okay, Tinfoil. We've all got our opinions on things. Like I said, we talked about this yesterday, Tinfoil. It's okay to have a different opinion. Ashley Sam says, which is slightly mean of me to say, being I also have a cat. Oh. It's okay. It's okay. Justin says he's a rescue from Puerto Rico, and his name is Cooper. He's a lab beagle mix. Oh my god, that's probably so cute. Oh, your dog is probably so cute, because I love labs and beagles. My babe, my dog growing up, she was a black lab, and she was so sweet. She was so sweet, y'all. Artemis says, I forgot I had Spotify playing earlier, and it was turned way down, and I was just writing while listening to stream. In the background, I hear Avril Lavigne. Oh man, Avril Lavigne. What a blast from the past. Ashley Sam says, then Animal Crossing was when I found ya. I just lurked at that point. That is okay, and I am so incredibly happy that you decided to, like, actually, like, come forward and share your personality with us, Ashley Sam, because you're a really fun person, and I really like the energy that you bring to the streams. Does that sound a little hippie of me? Maybe energy. You know what I mean. I just think that they're like, you guys, I like when you guys come and like chat and like brighten up my, like, it just brightens up my day. That's what I'm really trying to say. So like, this goes to anyone, like if anyone's watching this in the future, if you're watching right now and you're a lurker, like, please don't be scared and come say hi to me, because like 9.999 times out of 10, it only makes me happier to meet you and to talk to you. Artemis says, Lechonk! And yes, Fue Coco. So here's the thing. I have another brave yet controversial opinion. Are y'all ready to hear it? Man, I am just not even playing. You know, okay, what am I doing in the game? What am I doing in Stardew Valley? I think I came over here to check my pineapples. Okay, I did. So I'll pluck these while I tell you my controversial yet brave opinion. At least with just seeing the way they look right now with their stage 1 versions, I like Quaxley the best. I think Quaxley with his cute little blue, like his little blue feet and his like blue hat that he has is just, it's like a little quiff almost. It's like so adorable. I think Quaxley, I like all of them, trust me. Now I will say, and this is another controversial yet brave opinion, of the 3 of them, I think Sprigatito is my least favorite. I think my second favorite is Fue Coco, and my current favorite is Quaxley. But it kind of depends on what they evolve into, because you know how that can be. Like, sometimes you love a starter when they first, like, announce them, and you're like, oh man, that's awesome! And then you see what it evolves into, and you're like, oh god! You're like, what is that abomination? It happens, y'all. It really does. Like, for example, I loved Froakie when I first saw Froakie, and then Froakie evolved into Greninja, and even though I will concede in that Greninja is cool, and Greninja with Protean is a really, like, it's a force to be reckoned with, I just don't really like Greninja's design that much. I think the tongue around the neck as a scarf, while it is a cool concept, it's sort of like, it weirds me out a little bit, so yeah. Now, Delphox, which is usually one of the ones that people say, like, they loved, oh god, what is the base it's Phoenix, right? Oh god, Delphox. What is the... I'm a horrible Pokemon trainer because this was my starter when I played the game. It evolves from yeah, that Pokemon. What is why... The wiki is not very helpful. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, this is why I never remember this name. Braixen? Yeah, I don't even know how you're supposed to pronounce that name. That's the middle evolution, nobody cares about that. The first evolution, though, is Fennekin. Yeah, so, okay, I was not right. I was not right, but I was close. I was close. I got some of the right letters in there. But Fennekin is adorable, and even though Delphox is not adorable, I still think that Delphox's design of being like a witch or a mage is just way too cool, and I love the whole, like, using the stick as like a magic wand type of a thing, and I also love the fire psychic typing, like, just all around, I love Delphox, so. Now, the only thing that I don't like about Delphox is that Delphox is, like, very slow. Why is Delphox so slow? Like, mages are not really that slow in games, like, usually. They're squishy, but they're not slow, and ironically, like, Delphox is not even really that squishy. Delphox is sort of like, I don't want to say Delphox is a special tank, but sort of. Like, sort of. But, you know, whatever. Ashley Sam says, thank you, Vinny, for the compliment, and yes, it made sense. And Tinfoil says, valid. And Artemis says, Quaxley is alright, but I'm a fire starter to the very end. Well, then it sounds like you're going to be going with the little pepper dragon. Oh, man, I can't wait to see what I think of the 3, I'm most excited to see what Fue Coco evolves into. Because, like, currently, to me, when I look at Fuecoco, I'm like, it's a pepper, right? It's got a little stem on its head. Like, it's a pepper. It's gonna be a pepper. It's gonna be a giant pepper dragon. But, like, how do you make that? And what typing is it gonna be? I have so many questions. Tinfoil says, I'm a fire starter till the end. I don't care how ugly it gets. I love fire and fire accessories. Oh, man. So, I don't really... I would say, if I had to pick a type of the starters, grass is usually overall the one that I sort of tend to gravitate toward, but that is not a hard, fast rule, because the last two... So, I picked... obviously, I picked Fennekin in X and Y. In Sun and Moon, I picked... Actually, I think I picked Litten in Sun and... Oh, no, I didn't. I picked, Rowlet. I picked Rowlet in Sun and Moon, so that was grass. And then in Sword and Shield, I picked, oh god, is it Scorbunny? I picked Scorbunny. And then I like, played a little bit into the game, and then, for whatever reason, I remember restarting, and then I picked Rillaboom instead. Because I don't know, I wasn't enjoying Fennekin, or I wasn't enjoying, Scorbunny for some reason. And then I got, like, mostly, like, 95% into that game, and then I decided I hated it and didn't even finish it. That's the only, to this day, that is the only Pokemon game I have not finished, y'all, is Pokemon Sword and Shield. Because I did not like them that much. I think there were too many things wrong with those games, too many bad decisions made. I didn't want to support it. I didn't want to have my playtime as a metric for Nintendo to be like, oh yes, these games are successful because this is how much... Like, I was like, no, I don't think that this gets to be rewarded from me. So, it's okay if you guys like Sword and Moon. I've talked about this a lot, and this is a topic I typically try to stay away from now because I tend to go on rants about it. But Sword and Moon are just... I have a lot of issues with those games. But I'm very excited for Scarlet and Violet because it seems like, at least at a first glance, Scarlet and Violet have sort of remedied a lot of the issues that I have with Sword and Shield. And also, I do just sort of feel like the overall theme, I guess, like the sort of, it seems like they're based off of maybe Spain or Italy. And I'm totally for that. I'm totally for that. The whole UK theme of Sword and Shield did not really sit very well with me. It's a lot of industrial stuff, and I just am not a fan of industrial things in games. Like, the only industrial level / world that I have ever loved in any game is from Donkey Kong Country Returns. It's like World 7, I think, and they did an industrial world, and I remember first getting to the world and being like, oh no. Oh no, it's a disgusting, gross, smokestack-filled, steel-cold, just gross, you know, industrial world. Ew. And then I actually played through it, and I was like, this is amazing. Because they took the industrial theme, and they, like, actually did cool things with it. But usually, as far as the aesthetic goes, I'm just not really into it. It's the same reason why, like, I can appreciate steampunk, but I'm not really over the moon about it. Cheryl says, the only Pokemon game I've played is Pokemon Unite, because my friend got me to play it. Uh-oh, you better be quiet about that, Cheryl. I remember the last time you brought that... Somebody brought that up, and Artemis, like, attacked them for it. Which, by the way, Artemis, bad Artemis. People are allowed to like games. Cheryl says, Delphox was really scary when I played. Oh, is Delphox in Unite? Interesting. Artemis says, my favorite Pokemon is Pokemon Emerald. Ooh, great choice, Artemis. Great choice. Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, Generation 3 in general, is, like, really good, y'all. I remember just playing the heck out of my Pokemon Sapphire. I always buy both versions. Actually, I buy all three if they do the third version, which they don't always do. At least they didn't do it in X and Y, and they didn't do it in... Well, they did 2 extra versions in Sun and Moon and in Black and White. I did play Black and White 2, but I did not play Ultra Sun and Moon. I have heard that Ultra Sun and Moon fixes a lot that was wrong with the end game in Sun and Moon, because, like, Sun and Moon were great, in my opinion, until you got to the end game. And then once you got to the end game, there were just too many glaring problems. Like, a lot of the ways that they had given us to train Pokemon in previous generations, like in X and Y specifically, they weren't present in Sun and Moon. It was like almost like they reverted back to like old archaic systems, and I just wasn't a big fan. But apparently Ultra Sun and Moon like low-key fixed a lot of that, but I couldn't tell you like first-handedly. And I don't know if we're like really making a lot of money in the mines today doing this, but I'm kind of enjoying, like, I know that we're on track for making enough money, so I'm not super worried about, like, if we have, like, some sort of lackadaisical days this week where, like, we don't necessarily go, like, crazy efficient on farming, you know, for money, then so be it. Like, it's not gonna hurt our run as far as I'm aware. Like, we're pretty on track for making the money that we need to make. So, I hope you guys don't like... I hope you're not bothered by the fact that I'm kind of, like, taking it a little more chill today. Tinfoil says, honestly, Sword and Shield shouldn't be repeated. I do share that sentiment, but again, I don't want to like bash them too bad, because I know there's probably people who are in here or who are watching that love those games, and I think that that is a valid opinion. I think that my opinion is just my opinion, and that your opinion can be different, and my opinion can be different, and both of them are right, and both of them are valid. It's because that's what an opinion is. Now, you know, objectively speaking, there are systems that were taken out of the game or brought forward that I felt either shouldn't have been taken out of the game or shouldn't have been brought forward, and they were brought forward. There were also, like, one of the big things that I had big high hopes for Sword and Shield, because they were introducing, like, the open world concept, or so I thought. But really, it wasn't so much open world. I mean, the wild, or whatever they called it, it was just one area of the game. And yes, it was big, but it was just one area. And the rest of the game was just conventional routes, and so, like, I don't know, like, if the entire game had been the wild area, and I mean, like, if all of the routes had been done like the wild area, I think I would have enjoyed Sword and Shield a lot more. Also, the lack of the national decks was a big problem for me. Now, Scarlet and Violet still don't have the national decks. Is that still a problem for me? Yes. Is it admittedly not as much of a problem as it was 2 years ago? Well, it is still as big of a problem. I think I'm just more numb to it now. Does that make sense? I just feel like at this point, I'm like, fine. If you're gonna do that, and you're gonna get rid of the national decks, and you're not gonna carry forward every Pokemon and make every Pokemon compatible, then so be it. I think that that's the wrong choice to make, and I think that you guys make way too many millions and billions of dollars on Pokemon to be that lazy, but maybe that's just me. You know, basically the reason they're doing it is because they have a quota. Their company has basically said you must get out a new Pokemon game every 2 years, because honestly, if you look at the schedule of Pokemon, they have consistently, every single generation since the 2nd generation onward, they have released a new Pokemon game. I think it's every like 2.5 or 3 years. So they're trying to stay on track for that, but they know that if they have to make every Pokemon compatible for the next, you know, every Pokemon from every generation compatible going forward, that each game's development time is going to take longer and longer and longer than the last. And I understand that as a sort of sustainable problem, but I also understand that, like, when your company makes billions of dollars, you know, like, off of an IP, there has to be some solution, whether it be hiring more developers or allowing yourself to take a little bit of a profit cut in order to take longer on a game and make it as good as it can be, then I think that, like, that is the right decision. But I guess it just seems a little greedy to me. I guess it just seems a little greedy. But it does look like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet might be at least fixing some of the other problems I had with Sword and Shield, and that's why I'm willing to give them a try. So now I will say one disappointment for me is that they are not carrying forward the catching mechanism in Legends Arceus, it's going to be open world and the Pokemon are going to walk around, but you're going to have the conventional catching method. So you're going to get into a battle with the Pokemon every time and you're going to have to catch them that way. You can't just throw a Pokeball from out of combat and hope to catch a Pokemon like you can in Legends Arceus. Maybe for some people that's a good thing. For me, that's a bad thing, because I think Pokemon Legends Arceus, it had a lot of problems too, namely with the story being a little convoluted and kind of poorly written, in my opinion. But one thing it did absolutely incredibly well was give you the sense of immersion. It made you feel like you were playing the Pokemon and like how the anime plays out. Like sometimes Ash will just be like, oh, I see a Pidgey, let me throw a Pokeball at it, and he'll just throw a Pokeball at it and he'll catch it. He doesn't have to get into battle with it because that's what happens in the anime. But in the game, you can't really do that. I mean, you can find one and you can toss a Pokeball without attacking it and you can catch it, but that's not the same thing as like sneaking up on it from behind, tossing a Pokeball, catching it unaware, and then catching it. You know, like that's a different feeling. That very much evokes like the anime to me, whereas, you know, the other way just kind of evokes the video games, and that's fine. I'm okay with the conventional catching methods. I just think that Legends Arceus was so good in the gameplay department that I wish they would have carried all of that gameplay forward, but maybe they will for the next like Pokemon game after Scarlet and Violet. That would be cool. Artemis says, I've never even heard of Unite. Oh, you know what, Artemis? I apologize incredibly greatly to you, Artemis. It was not you that said that. It was Neo Necrozma. I believe Cheryl one time in Discord said that the only Pokemon game that she had ever played was Unite, and then Neo Necrozma like jumped down her throat. Was like, Pokemon Unite is awful, and like, you know. And I don't know how Cheryl felt at the moment, but the way that Neo Necrozma kind of approached it, it sort of felt to me like maybe it would have made Cheryl feel a little bit bad, because like it sounds like Cheryl probably enjoys it a little bit, and the way Neo Necrozma was talking about it was basically like, ew, if you like that game, then your taste in games is horrible. That's why I'm also trying, even though I'm telling you guys why I don't personally like Sword and Shield, I am still trying to repeat myself in saying that I think it's okay if you like Sword and Shield. I think that opinion is valid. I think that as a game, Sword and Shield does what it sets out to do. So if you like the gameplay loop of Sword and Shield, and if you're okay with the National Dex not being in Sword and Shield, then, and you're also okay with the wild area being its own thing and the rest of the routes being their other thing, then I don't see why you wouldn't like it. Like, you know. And also, I think another part of the reason why I don't like Sword and Shield is because they're obviously not going to bring them back, y'all. They're obviously not going to bring them back, but I loved Mega Evolutions. I thought Mega Evolutions were so cool, and they had a chance to do Mega Evolutions for Sword and Shield, and instead they did another gimmicky thing, and they went with, like, Gigantamaxing, which arguably is look, basically, I know some of them, like with I think it's Gigamaxing and Gigantamaxing, is that what it is? One of them just simply makes the Pokemon bigger. That one is dumb and shouldn't even be in the game. I feel like, sure, it gives every Pokemon a chance to be viable in a sense, like competitively, but like at what cost? Like basically, all you're doing is making the Pokemon bigger, and to me, that just seems a little bit lazy. Like, you're making it bigger, and you're putting some, like, red aura around it, and that's about it. The Gigantamaxing Pokemon, at least they get, like, new forms. Like, they look different, and that's cool. But do they have to be giant? Like, what? I don't know. That was just a weird concept to me. It's just a weird concept. I don't become exhilarated, excuse me, by the thought of, like, a 100-foot Pokemon. Even though technically large animatronic Pokemon were in the original anime, in, like, the first season, no less, I just think that, like, the thought of battling a 100-foot, like, Pikachu is just weird. It's just weird, y'all. I don't know. I was like, you could have just as easily just brought back Mega Evolutions, and they would have been just as cool, and they could have even changed the functionality of them. Like the way that Mega Evolutions worked is that you could Mega Evolve one Pokemon per battle, and no more, but it stayed Mega Evolved once you Mega Evolved it. Whereas with like the Gigantamaxing and stuff, I believe it's one Pokemon can do it per battle or something like that, but only for like 3 turns. Am I right in saying that, y'all? Honestly, like I said, I didn't even finish the game, so I didn't play Sword and Shield a lot, but from what I remember, that was sort of the general gist of how it worked. Is like you could Gigantamax for like 3 turns, and then the Pokemon would revert itself, and then that was all you got, like, per battle. But they could do that with Mega Evolutions. Why not just make Mega Evolutions, like make it so you can only Mega Evolve one Pokemon a battle, but then after 3 turns, the Pokemon goes back to being its normal form? Why not just do that? If the problem with Mega Evolutions was that Mega Evolutions were too OP, they could have easily fixed that. It almost feels like Gigantamaxing was the fix for Mega Evolutions, except they didn't keep the Mega Evolution part. They went with Beeg, you know what I mean? And I mean like Beeg like this, like spelled like this, like Beeg. So, and it's funny because I know that the stream is like 25 seconds behind, so you guys are gonna see me type Beeg in the chat, and you're not gonna know what it's about until I actually say it. But like, I don't know, it's just a little weird to me. It's just a little weird. Tinfoil says, I love steampunk, but not industrial stuff. And I will tell you, steampunk is different than industrial. You are right, Tinfoil. Steampunk is different. In fact, Tinfoil, I don't know where you live, but if you ever get a chance to go to Orlando, Florida, in the United States, you should go to Universal Studios, Florida. You don't even need to go into the park. You don't even need a park ticket. There's an area in front where there's like all of these restaurants and things that you can eat at. And there's this place there called the Toothsome Chocolate Factory. You should look it up. Look up the Toothsome Chocolate Factory. It's basically a chocolate place that also serves food. You can get like crepes drizzled with chocolate or berries and chocolate dipped strawberries on top of crepes, and like, I mean, basically I had crepes while I was there, but they had other things. They had pancakes and waffles and all this other food, like delicious, delicious food. They had like alcoholic beverages that were like chocolate based, like things like that. But it's all steampunked. Like, it's like steampunk themed. In fact, there's a lady who comes out in like a steampunk dress and hat and everything, and she comes out with a robot companion, and he's like a gentleman robot. He's like a Victorian steampunk robot, and he came out, and this is a true story, y'all. He hit on me. Like, he was the guy in the robot costume was flirting with me. He was like, oh, I like your beard. It's very dashing. Like, he was literally flirting with me. And my husband, like 5 minutes later, he went onto Facebook and he made his status, leave it up to Vinny Dupree to get hit on by a steampunk robot. And I was like, yeah. So, true story, but I think you would really love that place. If you love steampunk, you would love that place, because it is really cool. Bill and I, like, the food is good, the chocolate is okay, but we mostly, if we go there, when we visit Universal Studios Orlando, it's really just for, like, the atmosphere. It's a pretty cool place. So I do like steampunk, you're right. Industrial, though, is a different beast, and I think industrial aesthetically is just not, it's not, like, super pleasing to my eye, but, like, games like Donkey Kong Country Returns that use the industrial aspect and turn it into, like, a gameplay mechanism, I think that's pretty cool. But most games don't do that. Most games are just like, metal everywhere, steam stacks, smoke everywhere. Like, I don't know. And then they don't really go much further than that with it, you know? Yeah, we are really not getting... I'm actually looking at, like, what we've collected today. We really have not collected much, have we? We're out of ginger ale. We only have a couple more pumpkin soups left, but that's fine because, when we come back the next time, I'm gonna plan on, and actually, why am I doing this? I need to find mummies. When we come back, I'm going to, I'm gonna bring gold quality food with us. That's why I bought the Mr. Key spices. Y'all got me in the mood for some Pixelmon, says Artemis. Shiny Mega Rayquaza will never forget you. Oh my gosh, can we talk about how cool Shiny Mega Rayquaza is? Specifically, it's actually, you are on the money, Artemis. Shiny. The shiny version of Mega Rayquaza is like one of the coolest Pokemon ever designed. Like, serious. I mean, yes, is it overpowered as heck and should be banned to the depths of hell where it belongs? Sure. But is it amazing? Yes, also sure. Artemis says, Vinny, I don't know if that was your last name or if you care, but you might have just doxed yourself. Oh. It's fine. People already know my last name, friend. People already know my last name. That doesn't bother me. Honestly, if I didn't have the name of the channel be VinnyAdventures, it probably would just be my full name. But no worries, friend. I do appreciate you looking out for me, though. Although, I will tell you, I have never heard of the, what is the term doxed? Search for and publish private or identifying information about on the internet, typically with malicious intent. Well, honestly, I'm, like, if people wanted to find me, they would have already found me. Trust me. They would have already found me. There's so many ways that you can find people on the internet. If you really want to find somebody, you can find somebody. You can find their social media accounts. You don't even need to know their name nowadays. You don't even need to know their name. There's ways where you can, like, you can take a screenshot of somebody and you can find them. It's actually quite frightening. But no, I'm not super worried about that. But I like I said, I do appreciate that you were worried about that, friend. I'm not using a monster musk. This may just be like a bust day, honestly. I feel like we didn't really get a lot. Not a lot of mummy floors happened. And when they did happen, they didn't really have a whole lot of mummies on them. Like, I don't know. Artemis says, I must go temporarily. I shall be back, friendos. All right, Artemis, we will see you when you return. Artemis also earlier said, my only pet peeve with Emerald is that Eevee isn't in the Pokedex, so I can't transfer an Eevee into the game. Oh, man. Well, I think... Now, you're probably gone already, but correct me if I'm wrong, but can't you transfer an Eevee into the game? You really can't, so did Emerald not have a national dex? I thought Sapphire and Ruby did. I thought that there was a... Maybe national dex didn't really exist at that point? Oh, man. I don't know. Honestly, it's been so long since those games, I don't really remember how they handled the Pokedex. I always thought that you could get all of the Pokemon, though, but you just had to trade them in. But maybe I'm wrong. Alright, at least we did get some mummies on this floor. Oh god, I'm trying to switch to my weapon! Switch to the weapon! I had the pickaxe out, and then I was trying to switch to my hammer, and I couldn't for some reason. Alright, it is 10:20. I don't know how many more mummy floors we're even gonna get tonight. And we're not really getting that much coffee. We're not getting, like, only 20 cloth. That's terrible. That is a terrible amount of cloth. I swear, the challenging version of the mines would have so many more mummies than this. Like, literally, there would be, like, 20 mummies on a floor. Like, every floor that... Like this. It would be like this, but actually, like, more. It would be like 3 times this many mummies, and almost every floor would be a mummy floor, it feels like, when you do the challenging mines. And... yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, the regular Skull Caverns, like, and I keep calling them mines, I think, but I mean Skull Caverns. The regular Skull Caverns just are poop compared to the challenging ones. Artemis says, I was just about to leave, but I heard my name. Pokemon not in the Dex. Oh, Artemis says, I'm pretty sure Eevee was one of the only Pokemon not in the Dex. Oh, weird. Oh, that is weird, actually. I wonder why they did that. Well, I learned something new then today, because I didn't realize that there were actually Pokemon not in the Pokedex in those games. I always thought that until really, like, until Sword and Shield, I always felt like you could get every Pokemon in every game. Sometimes you had to trade to do it, or transfer, but ultimately you could get every Pokemon if you wanted to. But maybe in this case, no, I don't know. Maybe it was just Emerald version, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it was just Emerald. Maybe Ruby and Sapphire had a national dex, but Emerald didn't for some reason, because they wanted to make it like a, you know, different somehow. I don't know. It's very, like, honestly, that's fascinating to me. Tinfoil says, I'm watching Encanto in the park right now. Oh my god, that sounds magical. That sounds really, really amazing. Is that like somebody, like, does your neighborhood or something do that, or like your, like, what who runs that? That sounds really cool. Man, I don't know how it is where are you in the United States? Because, like, in the United States right now, if you're outside, you're getting swarmed by mosquitoes right now. Like, I was just outside with my husband today working on the yard a little bit, and, like, within the first 10 minutes, my legs were just destroyed by mosquitoes. It was not fun. All right. Okay, so if I remember, Wednesday was supposed to be, like, a good day to go to the mines, because I think it was, like, floor 61 is supposed to be infested or something like that, so we may actually not be going back to the Skull Caverns. I'm hoping that we have a good luck day, because we've not really been having good luck with good luck days lately, have we? Also, I need to get a move on. We're an hour and a half into the stream, and I've only just finished. Is this the second day? Okay, we made 89,000 gold. That's actually better than the previous day, but I think a lot of that was battery money and who knows what else. Okay, what is our luck? Spirits are in good humor. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Have you ever thought about what you're going to put in the luau soup? Wait, is the luau this week? Oh, it is. I even named the stream after it. Oh no, what day is it? Please tell me it's not today. Oh, please tell me it's not today. Oh, it's tomorrow. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about tomorrow. Actually, yeah, no, I don't care about tomorrow. The infested floor tomorrow is on 63, and that's not as easy to get to as it is to get to 61. Here, Sam, we haven't given you anything in a while. Have a pink cake. It might be funny to put something nasty, you know, play a prank on the governor. Sorry. No, Sam, we don't do those things anymore. We are mature adults. We do not put the mayor's shorts or anything of the like into the luau soup. You can actually do that, by the way. I know that I've mentioned this before. I think I mentioned it like the first summer we did the luau, but you can put the mayor's shorts into the luau soup. And obviously it's disgusting. Your friendship with everybody goes down, I'm pretty sure, and the mayor becomes very cross with you. Understandably so. Understandably so. Caroline gave us a cauliflower. That's him telling us about the luau that's going to be happening. All right. We also need to be paying attention. Well, we just need to be grabbing all of our oak resin as it becomes available, really. And these what are these called? Heavy tappers? They should be called like deluxe tappers or something. What does heavy even mean? Like, why does the tapper being heavy mean that it like gets oak resin faster? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know, it's weird. Did we pick both of our sheds full of pineapples this week already? I know we did one of them at least, but did we do the other one? Maybe that's what we did yesterday. Is that why I made so much money? Probably is. Yeah, it probably is. All right, ancient fruit in here ready, maybe? No. Okay, so we're just gonna go off to the mines. Well, no, first we're gonna make some food. We're gonna make some gold quality ginger ale and pumpkin soup, and I also just remembered that, like, I don't have, like, any ginger left, really. How much ginger do I have? Oh no, I can make 2 ginger ale, and that's it. If I get nausea... Oh no, I don't think I can... You know what? I can't use this anymore. I need to keep some ginger ale on me, admittedly. I do, but... Oh man, this blows. Yeah, this sucks. Yeah, I'm just gonna make this ginger ale, but then I'm just gonna keep it on me, and I'm not gonna actually use it until I need it to get rid of nausea, because, nausea is really, 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 really bad. We don't want it, we don't want to have it on us, and if I can't get rid of it because I don't have ginger ale on me, then that's gonna be a sad day. Wait, I meant to hit shift there, and I don't know what I hit. I think I hit the Windows key. That's not the button we want to hit. Alright, off to the mines. It is technically Maru's birthday, but who cares? Maru already loves us. We don't need to appease her with birthday gifts anymore. We don't need to appease nobody. Well, that's a double negative, but you know what I mean, y'all. Alright, so off we go. Hi-ho, hi-ho. It's off to work we go. P.S. Where is Disney and Kalis and Kit and everybody tonight? I have not seen... Though, I mean, Cheryl's been here. Cheryl has been here. Is she the only mod that's been around today? I don't know, but this is exactly why I promoted Cheryl, because usually on the days when Kalis and Disney aren't here, I've noticed that Cheryl is here. Well, I mean, that's not the only reason I promoted her. I promoted her because she already was basically a mod. She just didn't have the power to ban people yet. But yeah, weirdly enough, whenever Disney and Kalis have to miss, they usually miss the same days, and then, like, Cheryl is usually there. I don't know, is this a conspiracy? Is this... But that's just a theory, a stream theory, I don't know. Okay, so we're going to floor 60, and then we're immediately going down... Oh, wait, I didn't put on any of my buffs. Well, let's do that right now, actually. So it is an infested floor, but admittedly, it's kind of a weenie one, but maybe it'll be better if I have this Monster Musk on. I don't know. Maybe it'll just be better if I have Monster Musk. So we'll kill what we see here. And I'm not gonna even... I don't really want to go too out of my way to kill things. Like, because I can reset this floor so easily, it's quicker to just go boop boop and reset it than to have to, like, try to kill every single enemy to be able to find the staircase. Okay, what is not helpful, game, is ghosts. Or are ghosts. Ghosts are not helpful. Okay, but yeah, this Monster Musk really, really helped out. It really helped out. Okay, so another thing that I'm noticing is that I have a very serious lack of food. I do know that we have blackberries that I kept specifically. I talked about them yesterday on stream. There was a stack of blackberries and I was going to sell most of them, but then I was like, no, let's hang on to these because I'm going to need them probably. Well, we might need them today, actually. Ooh, all of those items. All of those items. I mean, look at just the explosions that happen. Yeah, you can tell it's a better luck day because we're getting things like galaxy souls, we're getting things like prismatic gems, or sorry, not prismatic gems, key gems. You can tell that the daily luck, I think, matters more than anything. Even if you have two, like, double luck rings and a special charm and all that, and luck buff foods, I think even with all of that, I think the thing that matters the most is the actual daily luck. And then the other things kind of help, but are not maybe, like, quite as deterministic, I guess, of, like, how lucky you're gonna be that day, and what items are gonna drop, and how many enemies spawn, and what items drop off of those enemies, and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'm definitely getting wrecked. I'm definitely a little scared about the food situation, for sure. I can't even use the coffee that I'm getting to, like, heal, because coffee doesn't really heal for anything. Cheryl says, I got distracted. You've summoned me, Mr. VinnyAdventures. I didn't mean to summon you, Cheryl, but welcome back. I was just talking about how, like, Kit and Kalis and Disney are not here, and how it's weird how every time, like usually when Disney and Kalis, usually, like, they miss a lot of the same days, and then usually the days that they are not here, you are here. So then I was like, but that's just a theory, a stream theory, because it's like a conspiracy theory. I'm sure that that's not how it actually works out, that's just how it feels. It feels like Disney and Kalis miss the same days, and then you are always here on... Honestly, Cheryl, you're just always here. I think that's the truth of it. I think you seem to miss very little streams. Or very, very few streams. My grammar sucks. But you know what I mean, like, and I do appreciate that, Cheryl. I love having you around. And I know that you like tend to say hi and then you lurk for a bit because you've got like your stuff that you work on. But I love that because like you pop in every once in a while and you chat and then you go do your things, you pop in, you chat, and it's just, I don't know. It's nice, Cheryl. It's nice that like of all of the things you could be doing, you spend your time, even if it's like in the background, you spend your time here. Because that's what I do with streamers that I watch. I've told you this before, I put them on my right-hand monitor, and then I play a game on my left-hand monitor. And there are often times when I'm like, I'll actually have to rewind, because I'm like, wait, they said something like 10 seconds ago, and I didn't get to really listen to it or watch it because I was finishing my turn in Hearthstone or something. And so I'm like, but I want to see it in detail, so then I go back and I rewatch it. But like, that's cool. And the nice thing about streams is like, you can rewind. As far as I'm aware, you can go back and you can rewind, even while the stream is live. And then you just press the little live button and it takes you back to the current. Or you refresh the page, that works too. Cheryl says, I miss Chaos Mods. I'll be gone next week, though. I'll be back for Wednesday stream. You'll be gone? So you're only going to miss Tuesday, it sounds like, Cheryl. If you're going to be back Wednesday, then the only stream you'll even really miss, it sounds like, is going to be Tuesday, maybe? Tinfoil says, I'm distracted by Disney in the park. Encanto Disney, yes. I still haven't seen Encanto. I really should watch it. I've heard so many good things about it. I just really, like, it's hard. I don't know why. It's just really hard to get me to sit down and watch a movie. It's not that I don't have the attention span. In fact, I'm usually that person that gets mad when like, if I start a movie and you get up in the first 10 minutes of the movie to go to the bathroom or to, like, get a drink or something, I'm always like, why didn't you do that before the movie started? Do you hate fun? Like, I'm very serious about my movie watching, but I think that's also part of the reason why I don't like watching movies, is because I feel like a movie is a commitment. When you say you're gonna sit down and watch a movie, you're gonna sit down and watch that movie, and you're gonna like it, whether you like it or not. And so, like, I don't like starting movies unless I know I can watch them uninterrupted, or unless I know that, like, I feel like I'm willing to sit down and be in for, like, an hour or two. I say an hour as if there are any movies out there that are only an hour long these days. There are TikToks that are 5 seconds long, but movies, no, they can't. Like, they have to be 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, and they have to have multiple parts. But yeah, it's, like, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, the other night, remember how I was talking about how I really wanted to watch A Bug's Life again? Well, we sat down to have dinner, my husband and I, and he had A Bug's Life playing, just automatically, and I was like, are we watching A Bug's Life? And he was like, well, not anymore, I guess, because I guess he sensed that I was, like, caught off guard by it. And the truth of the matter is I kind of was. Like, I don't really like surprises. I don't like when somebody... Honestly, I don't like surprises. It gives me a little bit of anxiety. I like to be prepared for things, and so when we kind of just sat down and he was like, oh yeah, by the way, we're watching A Bug's Life, and I was like, oh, all I was anticipating was that we were going to watch a 30-minute episode of This Old House. Not a, 2 hour, 1.5, 1 hour and 45 minute long, however long it is, minute long, Pixar movie. And so he turned it off, and we ended up not watching it. I told him that he could turn it back on if he wanted to, and that it wasn't a big deal, but I think he sensed that it gave me a little bit of anxiety, and he didn't want to, like, risk that, I guess. Even though I told him I was okay with it, sometimes he doesn't believe me when I say that I'm okay with something. So we just watched This Old House. But, like, that's a prime example of what I'm talking about, is, like, if I'm not prepared, like, if I haven't said I am allotting this amount of time to sit down and watch a movie, then I just don't do that. I'm not the type of person that just can be like, on a whim, I'm like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna look through Disney Plus and just, like, watch a movie, like, right now. No, that's like, it's something I have to, like, plan out in my head and, like, in my soul, really. Like, I have to plan it out ahead of time. Is anybody else like this, or am I just weird? Oh, Tinfoil says, I'm like that too, but it makes me sad instead of mad. Oh, you're talking about, like, when people get up. You're talking about, like, when people get up at the beginning of a movie. Or honestly, at any point in the movie. My husband, now, this is not really his fault, but he sometimes will just have moments where he really needs to run to the bathroom. It's like an emergency, and, he's just got, like, some bladder issues and stuff. So, we'll go and we'll see a movie. Like, when we went and saw Jurassic Park Dominion last month, or maybe it was the start of this month, I don't even know. Time is flowing weirdly, but when we went and saw that movie, the movie started, and I would say 35, maybe 40 minutes into the movie, he had to go to the bathroom. And I just oh no, it was at the very beginning of the movie. I remember now, because there was a scene where, like, Chris Pratt was, like, riding on horses and was, like, trying to wrangle a bunch of dinosaurs, and Bill completely missed it. He, like, completely missed it. And so he didn't really, like, he didn't get to see that section of the movie, which led to the next section of the movie, which he came in for. And I was like, man, if I were Bill right now, I would be, like, slightly confused. But I wasn't about to start talking during the movie, so I was just like, well, hopefully he figures it out. I mean, I don't think anything crazy happened. He didn't miss anything super integral. I mean, honestly, it's Jurassic Park. None of those movies are, like, heavy with, like, crazy storyline that you have to pay attention to, but they're mostly just movies to watch that are, like, fun to watch, you know what I mean? They're not bad. I like the Jurassic Park movies. They're not bad movies, but they're not, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, like, he missed a part of the movie, and it stressed me out. It stressed me out. I don't think it stresses him out nearly as much as it stresses me. But yeah, that's totally, like, he got up and I was like, oh god, he's gonna miss this part, and then, of course, he did miss that part, but then also, like, the world went on, nobody died, like, well, people did die in the movie, but nobody died IRL, you know? Cheryl says, with the surprises thing, I agree with Vinny. I just don't like being surprised and would very much prefer to see how things work before I go into stuff. I don't know if I explained it right. Yeah, you explained it perfectly, Cheryl. I think it's because I sort of have that, like, I want to be in control of my own destiny thing, but then also it's sort of like, my energy is not an unlimited, like, resource. I don't think anybody's energy is an unlimited resource, but I have anxiety, and so, like, what happens when I, like, go, like, for example, if I'm going, like, I went to see I think it was a Grease sing-along with my husband one time, and I remember that the day after we went, it was in an outdoor amphitheater, and there were a lot of theater people and other people who had come here gone there to enjoy the movie, and we went with friends and stuff, and it was people that I knew, but I didn't know super well, and so I was having to be, like, extra extroverted and, you know, kind of step out of my comfort zone a little bit. And then the next day, I remember feeling sluggish, like I had crashed, like a sugar crash all day. And I remember my therapist, this was the first time she explained this to me, but she said anxiety on a more scientific level is basically your body's way of telling you that you're in danger, and the way that your body responds to you being in danger is it produces adrenaline, which helps you get out of said danger by giving you more energy, giving you more strength, giving you like a sharper mental focus. However, because your body overproduces the adrenaline, if you're doing something stressful or anxiety inducing for an entire day, your body is producing a massive amount of adrenaline all day long. And then as soon as you are out of the situation and your anxiety lowers, your body has to recover from all of the adrenaline it had to produce. So basically, think of it as sort of like it's a hangover. It's sort of like a hangover. So when people surprise me with things, it gives me anxiety, and I don't like that, because for me, even just somebody, like if my husband ever was like, surprise, we're like, pack your bags, we're going to Disney tomorrow, even though I love Disney, and I should be excited about a surprise trip, it would be a nightmare for me, because I would be like, no, I didn't plan this out, I haven't planned it out with my streams, I haven't packed, nothing is done, I needed to get this done with my garden. Like, there's so many factors that go in, like, I need notice. So, like, my husband has learned that, like, the best way that he can love me is by giving me the gift of, like, being able to plan things ahead of time. He knows that, like, surprises and stuff like that are usually like anti-love. It's like an anti-love language for me. And he's very good about it now. He used to struggle with it a bit because he's the type of person that could, like, if you were like, hey, pack your bags, let's go travel across the country, he would probably be like, okay, and he'd be fine for the most part, I think. But I'm not like that. So he kind of had to learn a little bit to like reprogram the way he thinks. At least in terms of how he handles situations with me. But that's like part of the beauty of being married to someone, is you learn those little intricacies about the person over time, and you adapt, and you become better for them. You grow, you sort of like evolve with them, and it's nice. It's one of the reasons I've been with him for 11 years now, y'all. 11 years. We haven't been married 11 years, but we've been together 11 years. We've been married 3 years, I believe. So we have somebody new. King Cryno says anti-love. No, not anti-love. Anti-love language. Like it's the opposite of a love language. A love language is something like, there are actual things called love languages. I believe there's 5 of them. And one of them is like gifts. Gift giving is one of them. One of them is like words of affirmation. One of them is like physical touch. One of them is like acts of service. So like, for example, each person has like 2 love languages that are the strongest, and then the other 3 are kind of like, they're not unimportant, but they're in the background. So like, my strongest love languages are words of affirmation and physical touch. I need you to tell me every day that you love me so that I remember that you love me, because if it's been too long since you've said it, I start to worry that you don't love me anymore. Which I know sounds crazy, but that's just how it be. And then also, I like hugging, I like cuddling, I like the physical touch of being with another person. So those are like my strongest things. But my husband's are things like acts of service and gift giving. So he likes receiving gifts, and so, you know, maybe there's a chore around the house that is not normally my chore. But maybe if I randomly decide to do that for him one day so that he doesn't have to worry about it, he will appreciate that because it's his love language. That's not to say that he doesn't think physical touch is important or words of affirmation. It just means that those are way less important to him than things like gifts of, or acts of service and things like that. So, but love language is like, I don't know, it's one of the, it's like basically it's sort of like a psychological study that basically, there is validity to it, I think. I don't think it's the end-all be-all of how human beings love each other, but I think it's a very intelligent way to approach a relationship with somebody, because it's true that, like, each human being does not love the same way as every other human being. And we all love differently, and we all view love differently. A lot of us look at love in a different way than other people do. You know, some people just flat out don't even believe in love, which is silly if you ask me. But, you know, that's how it be. Sometimes, you know, we're that different. But if you're with somebody and you want your relationship with that person to work out, then a good way to do that, and look, what do I know? I've only been with my husband for 11 years. You know, I don't know a whole lot, I guess, but I've been around the block a little bit with this whole long-term relationship thing, and I will say that the love language stuff is definitely, it works. It's accurate and it's helpful. So when I said anti-love language, what I was really saying is, like, if Bill were to surprise me with something, it would be an anti-love language. It would be a way that he could get me to, like, hate him really quickly. But he knows not to do that. He knows not to do that because we've been together for so long. There was once upon a time where he tried to surprise me with things, but nowadays he knows that, like, that is the last thing I want him to do. Luke says, hi. Hello, Luke. How are you doing today, friend? Cheryl says, Vinny and I share the same love languages. Oh, amazing, Cheryl. I love hugs way too much because my family members don't like hugs. In my old school, my friend and I would give each other hugs almost every day. That's so lovely. That's lovely. We all need friends like that in our life who like, you know, they got the weak parts of our life covered. You know what I mean? You kind of got to have your sidekick, so to speak. All right, I see a lot of coffee in my inventory. I'm wondering how much money we're going to make today. I don't know. I still feel like this is not nearly as good as it has been. Like, I remember on that one day when we had that spider floor that just had hundreds of spiders in it, we were getting, like, I think we left that day with, like, 300 coffee, if I remember correctly, but I don't know. It's been a little while, so I don't really remember for sure, but we'll see how much money we make. I mean, we're definitely going to make more money than what we were making in the Skull Caverns. That is not a question on my mind. That is not a question on my mind, but I guess I'm just wondering, like, how much money will we make? I mean, this is definitely worth our time. Even if we make, like, 60,000 gold a day, that's still, I mean, that, like, if we went to the mine 6 days out of the week and we made 60,000 gold a day, that would be 240,000 gold, which is $250,000. We could make an extra, basically, 500,000 gold in these next 2 streams, just based off of going to the mines, you know? But we'll see. I mean, I don't think, like, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90, like I said, 95% sure that we're gonna finish, we're at least gonna achieve perfection by part 39. I don't think we're gonna need a part 40 to achieve perfection, but maybe what we will do is maybe we will achieve perfection in part 39, like toward the end, because it will be toward the end, and then maybe we'll leave part 40 so that we can see what benefits because you do get things for achieving perfection. It's not like you just achieve perfection and then the game is over. You do get, like, cool little things, so, you know, we can show those in the next stream, maybe. I don't know. Alright, I think that is probably gonna have to do it for tonight because it is 1:10 a.m. So we'll go back to the farm and we will put these things into the the shipping bin and then head our way to bed, I guess. And everyone hydrate before you dehydrate. I especially need to because you guys can probably hear it, but my throat is getting real, like, dry. I've just not been drinking enough water today. Oh, man. What are you up to today, Luke? Anything exciting going on with you, friend? Luke, are you planning to watch Xenoblade Chronicles 3 when we stream it next week? I'm so excited for that game. I am so excited for that game. We were talking about it earlier. And I mentioned that, like, if any of y'all are not familiar with Xenoblade... In fact, here's my actual suggestion. If you're not familiar with Xenoblade... go and watch somebody play through the first game, and then go watch my Let's Play of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 before we start, because you have about a week at this point. In fact, I'm pretty sure, yeah, a week from today. In 7 days, we're going to be playing Xenoblade 3, so if you want to know the story before the third game starts, then you may want to catch up on it. But also, I don't think you're going to need to know the story of the first two to enjoy the third game. I think it's going to have its own story, but I'll tell you right now, there's definitely going to be a lot of connections with this game with the other ones. I think with both of them, actually. The way it looks like Xenoblade 3 is a combination of all sorts of things from 1 and 2. It really looks to be that way. So if you want to, like, understand all of those cool little nuances and stuff, then I would recommend maybe going and watching it. But if you're not super worried about that, then I wouldn't worry about it. I would just basically say, come watch it anyway. Cheryl says, just about to remind everyone to hydrate. And we have somebody new in the chat, although I will tell you, I don't really know how to pronounce your name. So your first name, it's sort of the way that I look at it. It looks like it would be said quiet. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I'm going to call you Quiet. But Quiet is posting a lot of finger emojis pointing up. I don't know if they are agreeing with Cheryl about hydrating. They technically have not said hi yet, and we have had some people just come into my chat and spam emojis, but then not actually say hi, so it's possible that that person's a bot. If you're not a bot, say hi. Let me know how you doing today, friend. Like, I would like you to not be a bot. That's always the preferred, like, situation, but, either way, welcome to the channel. How are you doing tonight, friend? Okay, so in terms of money, we did make a decent amount, actually. We made about 80,000 gold, and all of it was pretty much from what we made in the mines. So, you know what? I'm not mad about that. That was an okay day. We've definitely made like 100,000 gold in the mines in one day before, but for that one not being like the ideal spider floor, like I think that that was pretty good. Spirits are, of course they are. On the day of the luau, they're very happy. Are you kidding me? Game, you couldn't have swapped this day's luck and yesterday's luck? Like, come on. Come on, game. Oh well. We have 5,156,000 gold now, y'all. That is amazing. That is incredible news. No, oh my gosh, I just realized we now officially have over 1,000 coal. We have a stack of 990. How much does coal sell for? Does it sell for anything substantial? 15G. This entire stack of 1,000 coal would sell for less than, what would that would be like 14,985 gold, I think, something like that. That's poopy. That's poopy. You know what I also want to check on now that I remember? I want to see what quality our wine is down here. Oh my gosh, it's done! Oh, I didn't expect this to be done. OMG. Oh my god. Guys, we're gonna make so much money. I was not expecting this to be done. Our starfruit wine, which had no quality on it whatsoever, has now finished aging into the finest wine this side of town of Stardew Valley, into iridium quality. This is the best quality wine, best quality anything you can get in this game. These starfruit wine are going to sell for a lot of money. A lot. Like, I remember selling basements full of iridium quality starfruit wine. I remember getting like almost 1 million gold, if I remember. So that's gonna help us out so much. Cheryl says expensive wine. Yes, very expensive wine. Literally, like one of these costs like $7,000 basically, if I remember correctly. Like just about 7,000. And I say dollars, but of course it's gold. But like, if we're just converting gold into money, then it would be like $7,000, which actually, Cheryl, probably means not a whole lot to you because I imagine Singapore has its own currency. So I don't know what your currency would be in Singapore. Is it... It's not yen over there, is it? Either way, I don't know what currency conversion that would be, but it's a lot. 7,000 in America? Like, you could buy... Like, when Bill and I go to, Walt Disney World, we stay on site at Walt Disney World for usually, like, five nights. And for a 5-night stay at one of the Disney... And we stay at the nicer resorts, so we don't really... There are, like, some value ones where you can get a resort for, like, $120 a night. We usually stay at the ones that are, like, anywhere from $250 a night to, like... We've stayed at the ones that are, like, $800 a night. We don't do that often. Granted, we don't do that often, but we have stayed at those ones before. But you can do... Like, usually when we go on our Disney trips, we take about 5 nights... and like 6 days or whatever that comes out to be. And we drive, and we get well, we have annual passes, so we have automatic park hoppers, but we buy annual passes, and those are about $1,200 for an entire year for an annual pass. So every year that we've had annual passes, we've spent a collective total of about $2,500 on annual passes. But if you didn't, you would be spending about $150 to $200 a day on park hopper tickets. So for 2 people, for park hoppers for 5 days, it would cost you roughly $2,000. Plus you've got hotel fare, which would cost you probably another $1,500 if you're at like a $300 a night resort. And then you've got all of your food, which is expensive as it is, but Bill and I, we go all out with the food. We go to places like the California Grill on top of the Contemporary Resort in front of Magic Kingdom, which is like 5-star dining, sort of extravaganza thing. I mean, literally, our meals at like California Grill end up costing like $250. And we eat something like that pretty much every night that we're there. So our Disney trips can cost us like $5,000 to like $6,000, sometimes a little bit more, depending on what else we're doing. So $7,000, this was a very long explanation, but $7,000 US could get you like a really, really nice trip to Disney World for like 5 nights. And you could stay at the Disney resorts, and you could eat at all the finest dining places at, the parks and everything, and at the resorts. Like, you would have the time of your life for and that's one of these wines. One of these wines. They actually, there's a place in Epcot in Disney World called Le Cellier. They sell, get this, water. It's bottled water from, I believe it's from Antarctica, from like a glacier in Antarctica, and it costs $1,000 a bottle for this water. And you can get it. You can get it at Le Cellier in Epcot in Disney World. Isn't that ridiculous? We've obviously never gotten that. We've never done that. That's a little nuts, but like, you could, if you wanted to, you could. Artemis says, guess who's back? Back again. I'm assuming it's you, and also, I know that's a song. Is that, oh god. No, I'm not even gonna say who I think that is, because if I'm wrong, then I'm just gonna look it up. It's, yeah, okay, good. My guess was gonna be Eminem, and it is Eminem. Okay, good. Good. I was just really afraid, because, like, my second guess would have been, I know, Justin Timberlake, and I was like, no, that doesn't sound right. But, like, what if Eminem is not right, and then, like, people make fun of me? Honestly, you're still gonna make fun of me, because I basically just admitted to being wrong. Well, no, I mean, my first guess was correct. I mean, give me some credit where credit is due, y'all. But, still, I had to look it up to be sure. Cheryl says Singapore dollars, haha. Oh yeah, Singapore is famous for the price. Wait, so But what do you call the money? Like, does the Singapore currency have a name, or do you guys just also call them dollars? But they're different dollars from US dollars. Are they called dollars there? And then Cheryl says, oh yeah, Singapore is famous for the price of cars. You need to pay for a certificate of entitlement to own one, and it goes upwards to SGD $110,000. Wait, but I don't know how much that means, because I don't know how much Singapore dollars are worth in American money. Is that that sounds like a lot of money. Houses are really expensive too. I guess the only sort of good thing about Singapore is that we have really affordable food at hawker centers, a bunch of little stores selling different kinds of foods. It's really cheap and yummy. So do you not really like living in Singapore, Cheryl? Have you gotten to like travel and stuff before? Artemis says, I feel like I need to be rich just to try that water. Yeah, you do, Artemis. You do. If you're not rich and you buy that water, what are you doing? Stop spending your money on water. You can't afford it. You're not rich. Do not spend your money on all on water. That's ridiculous. Artemis is back. Tell your friends. I don't know if it's just the lyric. I don't know if it's the lyric, says Cheryl. And then Artemis says, yeah, woo, Cheryl, you did it. And then Cheryl says, dollars. Oh, so it's just Singapore dollars. Okay. So Singapore dollars, are they different from They have to be different from American dollars, right? So here, why don't I just Google it? Singapore dollars to US dollars. 1 Singapore dollar equals 0.72 United States dollars. Oh my god, Cheryl, that means that a car certificate is like $80,000 in US money? Why? Do you guys, like, is your pay at least sort of, equivalent? Like, do you guys get paid enough to afford things like that there? Or is it a struggle? Like, is it just not feasible to have a vehicle in Singapore? Singapore is like a big city, right? It's like kind of like New York City, isn't it? Would you even be able to find parking in Singapore? Because I know you can barely find parking in New York. It's a nightmare to have a car in New York City. Cheryl says, I guess Singapore is really, really safe, but as you grow up, the harsh reality of a really high standard of living hits you, and it's hard. It's kind of sad. Oh, Cheryl. And then Artemis says, gonna go wiki how to get rich. You wanna get rich so you can buy water. Interesting. I don't know, it's just gonna taste like water, but I'm too curious. Honestly, I'm curious too. To be honest, it would be cheaper to bite a glacier. No, it wouldn't, because then you would have to get a crown, or you'd have to, like, get a filling, because you would crack your tooth. It would not be cheaper, because we know, and actually, Artemis, I don't know where you are, but in the United States, we have terrible, like, healthcare here. Our dental is not considered, like, health expenses here. You have to have separate dental insurance from your regular health insurance. And like a lot of like things that you need to get done dental wise, they don't consider necessary, even though it is, and they'll charge you premium for it, even if you have dental insurance. The United States is maybe, I mean, look, this is like very much an over exaggeration, but the United States is one of the worst countries for healthcare. Like, for real. Like, when there are countries out there that have universal healthcare for all of their citizens, and you can just go into a place when you're dying and be like, help, I'm dying, and someone will help you and not, like, ruin your life financially for it, that's how the world should be. But in the United States, it's like, oh, I'm dying, and they're like, oh, okay, well, do you have health insurance? And you're like, I'm dying. And they're like, yeah, well, I guess you're gonna die if you don't have health insurance. Can you pay for this because you don't have health insurance? You're like, no, I don't have $15,000 to be able to ride. Like, they charge you, I think it's like, here, actually, how much is it to ride in an ambulance? I'm reading through this because I want to make sure. There's a bunch of different numbers here. That's not helpful. Hold on. In the US. Okay, the average charge for BLS emergency ground ambulance services rose almost 18% from $800 to $940 between 2017 and 2020. The average allowed amount for the same services rose 40% from $307. So to ride in an ambulance, just to go from your house to the hospital, costs about $800 to $940. So some people are like, well, guess I'll die then. You know, like that meme of the old guy that's like, guess I'll die then. Like, literally. And Artemis says, ah, yes, I am in the US. I hate it. I'll just shave down some glacier into a cup and put it into the microwave. You're dying? Okay, that will be $607, and that's just for an ambulance. Cheryl says, American healthcare kind of messed up. Oh, yeah, Cheryl, it is. It is messed up. And then a couple thousand... So, there was one night, this is the only time I've ever had to go to the hospital for my own health, but I had to go to the hospital because I ate something. We still don't know what it was, but I ate something and I broke out into hives, okay? I was like one step away from anaphylactic shock. And we went to the hospital, it was like midnight, and we get in there, and they, you know, take all my information or whatever, they ask me questions, they take me to a room, they shoot me in the butt with this shot, which, by the way, was the most painful shot. It was fine getting the shot, but then minutes later, my butt started clenching and tensing up. It felt, I don't know how to explain it, except that it felt like somebody stuck like a giant metal rod into the middle of one of my butt cheeks. And it just stayed there, and then they wiggled it around, and like, it just hurt so bad. I was sweating. I was in so much pain. Like, seriously, one of the worst experiences of my life. So they do that, and then about 20 minutes later, the pain kind of starts to go away, and then my hives start to go away. And then they're like, okay, you're good to go. You know, we'll send you all of the bill and everything in the mail. And I'm like, oh, dear Lord. But I had health insurance, mind you. I had health insurance. So with everything, all my health insurance and everything, they charged me $1,300 to be in the hospital room for like 45 minutes and to get that shot. They charged me $1,300. I don't know. American healthcare sucks. I'm so annoyed. All right. Oh, wait, we need to bring something to the luau. I just remembered. Oh, God. Okay, well, when in doubt, pinky out. But also, when in doubt, bring some large milk, iridium quality. If we just toss this stuff in, and honestly, I want to go to the luau, and the reason is not because I think anyone's going to have anything new to say. It's just because, like, the other day we accidentally gave Willy something that he didn't like, and I'm afraid that his, like, friendship level went down, but it's not actually showing it in the game. So just to be sure, I'm gonna get everyone's friendship level, like, up to the very, very tippy-top max, if it's even possible to... I don't know. I think once you get them to max, they're supposed to stay there, but I think you can lose friendship. I'm just not sure. Hey, Vinny, so what do you think? Look, it's Pam's new house that we spent $500,000 gold on. I feel pretty good about it. In fact, it might be my finest work yet. It's pretty cute. Is it $500,000 worth of cute? I don't know, Robin. I mean, maybe. But like Evelyn and George's house looks bigger. That's all I'm saying. Notice the round window. Very difficult to bend the frame like that. Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. Oh, and the intricate carvings on the door. Took me forever. Did you notice that? No. Now I am, though. They're very, like, mid-century modern, though. The little squares on the door. Oh, guess I'm rambling about wood again, huh? Artemis says there is a shot I gotta get every, like, 3 months, and it hurts like that for days. My shot is about $1,000. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm going to talk to them, but first I have to ask. Do you want me to tell them you paid for this? Okay. Oh. Yeah, why not? I mean, yeah, sure. Okay, let's go. Hi there, neighbors. That's a nice new house you got there. Robin, I don't know what to say. This is a dream come true. It's all I've ever wanted. Oh, she's crying. Pam, don't cry. Robin, thank you so much. Hey, don't thank me. This was Vinny's idea, and he paid for the whole thing too. Vinny, this is absolutely incredible. I don't know what else to say. This must have cost a fortune, Vinny. To be honest, this is kind of embarrassing. How can I ever repay you for this? It's a gift, no repayment needed. You can start by treating Penny better. I'm not gonna say that. That is petty. Then I'll just have to swallow my pride. Thank you, Vinny. Mom. Don't worry, Vinny just wants to make us happy. No one in Pelican Town looks down on us for being poor. We aren't poor anymore, kid. Put that thought out of your mind. From now on, we'll be like a real family, you hear? I don't want to be so bitter all the time anymore. I'm gonna try to turn my life around. You're already working and everything, Pam. You already kind of have. I don't know. Pam's good people, I guess. She's good people. Okay, so I totally forgot that that house was gonna be ready, and I'm glad we came in for the luau, because otherwise I don't think we would have seen that this week. We should go inside. I think we have a little bit of time before we have to go to the luau. Let's go check the inside of the house. Oh, it's locked, never mind. Wait, what do you mean it's locked? Excuse me, game, but I have the key to the town. As far as I'm aware, this is the town that we are in right now. I have the key to that house, but whatever. I only spent 500,000 G on it. All right, we're not gonna, the only people, oh, we're gonna talk to Leo. We'll talk to Leo, and maybe even let's see if Kent says anything new. Hey, good to see you. Nope, he doesn't. He's just as boring as he always is. All right, Leo. Shh, I'm learning the secrets of the perfect roast. Actually, we might have... No, because we just got Leo, like, into the house, like, this year. No, last year. I don't know when, but, like, it definitely was after the luau of last year. A slow, continuous... Okay, so he's just... Yeah, everyone's gonna say the same things. That's why I don't want to talk to everyone again. I really hate that they don't have new dialogue, but whatever. There's no sense in complaining about this when I already know that that's the way it is, you know? Look sharp, the governor's here for his annual visit. If you brought something for the potluck, make sure and add it to the soup cauldron. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I did. Should we move forward with the luau? The governor seems a little hungry. Yeah, let's start. He's gonna say the same thing he does every year when he loves the soup, because, you know, he'll love the soup. Well, folks, it's time once again for the potluck ceremony. I trust that you all put high-quality ingredients in the pot this year. We don't want the governor to regret his visit to the valley. Well, Governor, would you do us the honor of tasting the soup? Of course, I've been looking forward to this all year. Oh my, that's the best soup I've ever tasted. I mean, yeah, same thing as every other year. But I'm doing this again because, like, there's a functional, like, we're gonna make sure that, like, really all of our friendships are, like, locked in, you know what I mean? You're right, it's delicious. Wonderful job, everyone. Now, who else wants a taste? The governor wasn't kidding. The soup was out of this world. Time to head home. All right, so now it is gonna drop us off at 10, so why don't we just, here, we can even use this non-gold quality of like soup. Why don't we just go to the mines for the rest of the night? Why don't we just make, let's just take advantage. Let's just take advantage of the time that we have. I'll even use Monster Musk. Because we can make more. I'm pretty sure we have bat wings and slime at home. So Artemis says that their shot is about $1,000 bucks, but their insurance covers it. Look, thinking back on it, I'm not 100% sure if that $1,300 was before or after insurance. I'm pretty sure it was after insurance though, but I could be wrong. I don't think I am wrong though. My God, go away, ghost. Well, I mean, one thing is for certain. The luck is up today because look at the iridium ore. I mean, we don't really need iridium ore anymore. If I still wanted to make more, like, heavy tappers, then sure, maybe. And, I don't know, maybe I should mine. Maybe I should mine. In fact, no, I don't know. Money is more important to me right now. It just is. It's just more important to me right now. Ooh, what are those ore right there? Ooh, did I just see I did. I just saw a galaxy soul. I love getting the galaxy soul drops. The problem is I'm not getting a lot of prismatic shards. I did get one today already, which is good. But we need a lot more because if I'm gonna make a weapon that has a different enchant on it, like the Bug Slayer enchant, for example, or Vampiric, I think is what I really wanted, then I need a lot more prismatic shards. The other reason we need prismatic shards, though, is for Key's quest, but we have 18 days for this, so we don't even technically need... I don't know, why did I leave the entire mine so early? Whatever. I'm not that crazy worried about it, but I could have stayed, like, another hour. I could have. But I guess this way I can get this jade in time before we have to go to bed. Artemis says, dang, I want soup now. Doesn't that make you hungry? It makes me hungry. The problem with streaming, by the way, is that sometimes I get hungry on during these streams, and that's not a good thing because by the time we end stream, it's like usually almost midnight for me, and I really should not be eating food at midnight, y'all. Oh man, look at that, 10 galaxy souls. I could drop these all in the shipping bin, they'd sell for like 50,000 G. I'm not going to, but I could. I could do that. Alright, so that was mostly a wasted day, but honestly, it's fine, because I spent so much time blabbing at the beginning of the stream that, like, really, we needed to kind of, like, we needed to have a sort of a quick day. But here you go, Starfruit Wine, 125 Starfruit Wine sells for 6,300 G a piece, which in total sells for 787,500 gold. Wow, if I knew how to read numbers, that would help. Also, we did sell some ancient fruit, so in total, we made 876,000 gold today. That is definitely putting us one big step closer to our goal. In fact, look, we just broke 6 million. We've got 4 million left to make. We are there is no doubt in my mind now we are going to make enough money by the end of tomorrow's stream. At the end of tomorrow's stream, we will be hitting our goal of perfection. It's just, you know, after that, what do I do? Do I want to do a bonus stream the next day to just kind of like show like the different things that you get for earning perfection? Like, I don't know. I think I probably do. It would not only allow me to do a part 40, which would make my like anal retentiveness pretty happy, but it also would mean that I wouldn't have to fill quite as much time in between this series and Xenoblade. I could maybe do like 2 episodes of Animal Crossing, or I don't know. I still am thinking I could do Portal, but I'm not sure if I want to do Portal until I know that I can do Portal 2 like pretty closely after doing Portal, but I don't know. Ooh, I see a lot. I see a lot of our oak resin is ready today, and also I got a free dragon's tooth from our stingray, which is nice. You can get dragon's teeth from those, very rarely, of course, but that's actually one of the draws of raising stingray in particular, is that you can get the dragon's teeth from them. That's not why I made a stingray pond. It's mostly just because I needed any type of fish roe that wasn't sturgeon, and I just happened to have a lot of stingray. But it worked out. Come on. Give me all of this oak resin. I wonder if this is going to be enough now for me to fill up the rest of our shed. Because as soon as I can fill it up, I should at least fill it up. Because I would like to have it completely filled up by the time our wine is ready to be harvested and our ancient fruit. Because our ancient fruit is going to be ready to be harvested on Sunday. It's always ready on Sundays. And then I think the wine production is going to continuously move back a day each. Actually, it's going to move back a day every 2 weeks, I think. Because it takes 6.5 days to complete. I might be wrong about this, but so far I think that that's kind of what's been going on. Man, the summer music is just as lit as it always is. You know what I also just realized, friends? We're not going to get to see, like, fall year 3. And, like, technically we're not going to get to see winter year 3 either, but I'm not as sad about that. But I'm sad that we're not going to get to see fall year 3. Unless, like, maybe the last stream I, like, speed through the days and we just go, oh, look, it's fall again. I don't know. Be kind of dumb and pointless, but I could do it. I could. Alright, let's go add this oak resin to the other oak resin and see how much we've got. So we've got 73. If I remember correctly, there's 46 kegs in that shed right now. So this is not enough. It's almost enough. I think I need like maybe 15 or 20 more and then I'll have enough. Cheryl says, I like Cantonese soups. It's really good and healthy. What kinds of things are in a Cantonese soup? I don't think I've ever had Cantonese soup. Excuse me, my gosh, all of this. See, look, hydrating before you dehydrating is good and important, and you should do it. But I will tell you that Dr. Pepper causes gas. So I'm like constantly, all stream, I'm like trying not to burp in y'all's faces. Cheryl says my mom makes the best soups. She says lotus and pork rib soup is my favorite. Lotus root and pork rib soup. I mean, honestly, pork rib soup in general sounds really good. Man, I would love to try that. Oh, we have lots of void essence we can sell. We don't need this much. Here, let's keep like 200 of each of these. I don't see a reason to keep like a whole lot more. I want to make money. I just want to make money. Money, 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 money. Alright. So today was not necessarily a good luck day, but I guess we're just going back to the mines, but the problem is, like, from what I remember, looking on Stardew Predictor, there's not really, like, a floor. Yeah, there are no infested floors today. None. So that's kind of... It's kind of like poop, really. I don't know. Maybe we should... Actually, let's just go back to the... In that case, let's just go back to the Skull Caverns. Yeah, let's just go back to the Skull Caverns. Is there anything... I'm trying to think of anything else I might need to do. Do I need to go to Ginger Island to check on things? Probably not, really. Yeah, let's just go. Let's just go to Skull Caverns. Why not? Winter melon soup is really good? What is winter melon? I don't know if I've heard of winter melon before. It sounds like... It sounds exotic and magical. It really does. You know, I could be picking these things up, and even if I don't want to keep them, I could always just, like, look at that, 480 gold. Boom, right there. We're 480 gold closer to 10 million. Oh, wait, I should have had my soup first. My soup. Pumpkin soup. So, my favorite soups, I mean, honestly, anything with chicken broth in general is just always probably going to be a win. My husband makes a really good turkey soup. So in the United States, we celebrate Thanksgiving here, and usually we do that by having a turkey or something, and also, like, oftentimes we'll make a turkey for Christmas as well. And anytime there's leftover turkey in the house, Bill usually eventually makes turkey soup out of it. He'll put, like, rice in there, and turkey, and vegetables like carrots and stuff, like, lots, just, and honestly, any kind of ingredient that, like... he can really think of. I think he usually puts celery in them as well. And like some extra flavorings, salt and pepper and who knows what else. But it's delicious. It's so good. And and now I want some, and I don't have any. I'm very sad about this. Guys, see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm like hungry now. Oh, I didn't bring Monster Musk. Okay, wait, actually, this is not gonna be worth my while if I don't at least have Monster Musk on me. Winter melon soup. Yeah, I don't know what winter melon is, but it sounds, like I said, it sounds like magical. So for Monster Musk, we need bat wings and slime. So let's just kind of make, we'll just make as many as we can. It's usually the bat wings that are the problem. And in this case, that's exactly what it is, but we'll be able to get more of those. I'm not too worried. Like, only having 26 of them is not like a worry for me or anything. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I keep forgetting the Monster Musk, but really, out of everything, the Monster Musk seems to be like the most important food buff that we need, if you can even call this food. You know, because, again, monsters spawning is a good thing. We want monsters to spawn. Lots of them. In fact, I would be happy if this entire Skull Caverns was just inch by inch covered in mummies. That would make me very happy, but of course, that's not gonna happen. Apparently ever, because I can't seem to get a mummy floor here. Well, here's one. I'm also a little bit worried about spending too many days in the Skull Caverns in general, because I don't know if you guys know this, but the Skull Caverns have a special little, like, thing with them where basically time does not pass as fast in the Skull Caverns. I can't remember how much slower it is here, but I think it's like, I want to say it's like 25% slower or something in the Skull Caverns as opposed to other places. Like everywhere else in the game, basically. So, and you're like, well, that's great. It means you have more time in the Skull Caverns to make money. Well, yes, but it also means that the stream lasts like a lot longer. And we hit 4 hours again on last night's stream. And here, you know what? There's just way too many slimes here. I can't ignore this. I can't. I just can't. It's like way too much. Yeah, like, look at all that stuff we just picked up. I don't know. And I didn't even kill all of them yet. Oh, oops. The nice thing about the Crusader enchant too is that not only does it allow me to kill mummies, like without having to use a bomb, but it also, increases the damage that we do to the mummies by 50%. Which is just great. It means that really these mummies, like, they don't take very many hits at all. Like, you can kill a mummy with, like, a single special use of the hammer. And in fact, it looks like in general it takes about 2 hits to kill a mummy, sometimes 3, but in general not more than 3. I don't know, maybe I'll kill slimes too, just because they will give me coffee. Like, they spawn a lot of enemies, and each little slime, I think, has a chance to give you coffee, so in theory, they are profitable. It's just they don't drop cloth, which is kind of why, I mean, literally the cloth is why I'm here. It sells for over 600 gold a piece. So every time we get a piece of cloth to drop, that's 600 gold, and oh, nope, bad ghost. Sincerely, Ellie. Sinigang is good too. It's sour soup that uses pork as a main ingredient. Filipinos love it. Sincerely, Ellie, have you been here before? Because your name sounds very familiar. I think you've been in live chat at least one other time before. If not, correct me, and I apologize, but I do feel like I remember you. But either way, if you're new here to the channel, then welcome, and if you're not new here to the channel, then welcome back. How are you doing tonight, friend? Cheryl says, Ayo, my fellow Southeast Asian. Man, it's so, I mean, there's gotta be, the YouTube algorithm it works in mysterious ways. Like, I'm in the US, but it shares my content with a lot of people from, like Cheryl said, Southeast Asia. I don't understand why, but I'm glad that it does. I don't know, do you guys have any idea why that might be? Maybe it's just because you guys, like, Cheryl, isn't it, you said it was required for you guys to learn English there, right? As like a second language? Maybe that's why. I don't know. But we do definitely get people in here occasionally. Usually they're from Brazil, I've noticed. But usually we'll get people in here from, like, Brazil who don't speak English at all. So, like, I don't know. I don't understand the algorithm. I don't understand how it works. It works in mysterious ways, but I'm glad that it's at least working for the most part. It could be working faster, in my opinion, but, you know, I'll take what I get. Artemis says, 8:30 p.m. soup. What kind of soup you having, Artemis? What kind of soup you having? And Artemis, that must mean if you're 2 hours behind me, are you in, like... Where would you be? Because, like, isn't the West Coast 3 hours behind the East Coast right now? Or are we only 2 hours ahead now? Either way, it is 10:37 right now for me. So no 8:30 p.m. soup for me. If I had soup, it's gonna be like midnight soup. Which sounds very, like, mysterious. Midnight soup. But, like, you know. No, really what I mean is just regular soup, but having it at midnight. Which is not as exciting. In fact, it's kind of sad. I also just don't really like, you know, see, I almost feel like the regular, oh, that's a lot of serpents. Oh, wow. Hello, serpents. I also just feel like going in and out of the mines like this is just kind of boring too. I don't want to spend a whole lot of, maybe on tomorrow's stream we will just zoom through everything. But then the problem with that is, like, first of all, it would kind of be sad considering we did every other week, like, the quote-unquote legitimate way. It's not like I would cheat, it's just I would go to bed and wake up and go to bed and wake up, and I wouldn't spend any extra time that I didn't need to doing anything else. But, you know, that's not how we've been playing the rest of the game, so if I want to stay true to how we've been playing, then I have to play through it. But I also just don't like spending all of this time just, like, refreshing floors and looking for mummies. If this were the challenging mines, or the challenging Skull Caverns, trust me, it would be a huge difference. I would be more than happy to spend all of my time here, because really, the amount of mummies that spawn in the challenging version of the Skull Caverns is ludicrous. It's like, literally, I remember some of my runs, I would walk away with something like 200 pieces of cloth. And 200 pieces of cloth alone would sell for, like, 130,000 gold. But we can't have the challenging Skull Caverns because Mr. Key hates us. Mr. Key, can we talk about how we are trying to achieve true perfection for your sake, Mr. Key? And you can't even give us the challenging version of the Skull Caverns. How very rude, Mr. Key. Mr. Key, I feel like you've put us through a lot. You've made us jump through so many hoops. You've given us so many ridiculous challenges and trials. The least you could do is allow me to select the challenging Skull Caverns as, like, the generic, like, as the baseline Skull Caverns. Like, if I don't want to do the regular Skull Caverns ever again in my life, I shouldn't have to. And you know why? Because I completed the challenging ones. I'm capable of doing the challenging ones, so why are you making me do the easy ones now? It doesn't make any sense. Artemis says, I mean, I got more soup. I could do midnight soup. Oh my gosh. Artemis says, I'm in big poopy lame state that's ugly. Wait. Are you talking about Texas? Did I guess right? Wait. Are you in Texas? God. Are you in Texas, Artemis? Is that the state that you're talking about? It's funny because there's a meme that was circulating, especially during elections, like after Trump won specifically. But there was a meme floating around, and it was a Harry Potter meme, and it was Harry, Hermione, and Ron like standing there looking really sad and guilty, and then the next thing is, and this is from the movies, and it's McGonagall in the next frame, and she's looking at them, and she's like, why is it whenever something happens, it's always you three? And they look guilty and stuff, but on this meme, it's McGonagall asking the question in the second frame, but in the first frame, actually, it might be McGonagall in the first frame. It's McGonagall saying, why is it whenever something happens, it's always you three? And then in the next frame, it's Harry, Ron, and Hermione looking guilty, but they have the actual silhouette, like they have the images of Texas, Florida, and Arizona over their heads. And it's so true, because I'm from Arizona, y'all. I can say this, okay? I'm from Arizona. I was born there, raised there. I left when I was 17 to go to college in New York. And then I never looked back. Well, that's not true. I actually did go back there and live for another 2 years, but then I moved back to New York with my husband, and now we're in a different state now. But, yeah, like, Arizona is a horrible place. It's hot there, it's dry there, it's dirty and sandy there, it's polluted there because it's overpopulated there, and, wait, I had something else to say about it, and what was I gonna say? I don't know, it's just, look, it's Arizona. I suppose the desert is beautiful, and I can sort of appreciate it for that and that alone whenever I go back and visit, but I never look at it fondly. Like, I have no desire to live there ever again. And Florida, do I even need to explain Florida? Do I even need to explain? America, explain! The reason Florida is annoying is because Florida Man is there. Y'all know about Florida Man. And also, like, you know, the way that they voted in the last election, that's another reason Florida's kind of poopy, but it's also very hot there. There's bugs there. It's very humid there and hot there. Now, the one redeeming quality, or I should say one of the redeeming qualities of Florida, is that Disney World is there, which is, in fact, the most magical place on Earth. But it's still Florida, and Florida Man. Oh, and did I mention, by the way, Florida just has alligators that they wander around like ferrets. Like literally, people are just like, oh man, like, Ma, we got another alligator in the yard, and she's like, oh, okay, honey, we'll just, you know, stay away from it. And it's like a totally normal thing that happens there. You just get alligators that walk around like chickens. And eat your pets. I will never live there. Bill and I were talking about maybe getting like a piece of property there to have like some kind of rentable property there. I don't want to live there ever, even if it's just as like I don't want to bring my dog there if I don't have to, because I really am terrified of her being out in the yard alone or whatever, and then having an alligator come by and just snatch her right up. She weighs 11 pounds. She would literally be a snack. So, you know, that's Florida. Artemis says, nah, Texas is worse. Correction, big to small. I'm in... Why do I not know what that... Oh, God. Oh, you're in New Mexico. Okay, you're in New Mexico. Oh, so you don't like New Mexico, huh? I've never been to New Mexico. I think I only know like 2 people that live there. So I don't know anything about it. But it's pretty close. It's pretty close, right, to Texas? Geographically, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's literally connected to Texas. It's literally connected. Also, I love how New Mexico is just like basically just a square. I thought Arizona was bad, but but New Mexico's like literally just a box. I mean, it's got a little bit of shape to it, but not much. I'm pretty sure there's probably another state that's more square. Actually, isn't there a state called the Square State? Oh, I know there is. I've heard that before. There's a state called the... Which state is the Square State? Or maybe there are multiple... Oh, I know where I heard that from. There's a joke in Will and Grace. Jack is making fun of people, and he's like, they're probably from one of the Square States or something. I think he says something along those lines. And so I guess he means New Mexico as well. Artemis says chicken noodle soup, by the way, and sincerely says, yes, I've been here in your live stream before. Thank you for remembering me. Yeah, I thought I remembered you. Well, welcome back, friend. Cheryl says, what's NM? It's New Mexico. And then, well, and it looks like she figured it out. She says, but also alligator's kind of scary, but cool. I petted a baby alligator in the reptile zoo when I went to Sydney. I mean, that's cute, and that's very novelty and everything, but... I don't think you would want to pet, like, an adult, full-grown alligator. I know that there are people out there that handle them just like they are pets. I have watched the videos. Trust me, they're crazy. But I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, look, I've had a lot of ideas in my life, and not all of them have been great, but I can tell you, petting a full-grown alligator is not something you want to be doing. And you don't want to be, you know what, okay, I'm done with the mines. Honestly, this is a waste of time. This feels like a waste of time to me. Like, this stream is gonna be 5 hours long because I'm spending all this time in the Skull Caverns and I'm not even being rewarded. Basically, I'm being, like, just slapped in the face with bad luck. Like, we got 20 cloth again. That's nothing. That's nothing. I don't know. I don't feel like that's worth all of the time that we just spent. I'm angry. I want the frickin' challenge, Skull Caverns, Mr. Key. Mr. Key has 1 week left. He has 1 week left to give me the challenge Skull Caverns again. We got it one time, and we finished the quest fairly quickly, and honestly, well, we didn't have the Crusader weapon at the time. That's why I finished it so quickly. If I had the Crusader weapon, I would have stayed in there, I would have farmed, like, lots of money. It just would have been glorious, but, like, we didn't have the Crusader enchant, and it wouldn't have been worth our time. We would have, like, having to place a bomb to kill the mummies is just... It's not something you want to have to deal with. Artemis says, my birthday, Florida man was caught trying to break a gas station door so that he could steal Pepsi. Ooh, wait. I want to look that up. Hold on. So my birthday is August 5th. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember this. I've looked this up before. So, wait, that says August 12th. Ah, here we go. So there's a couple of them. This one, I'm gonna read this one. Florida man arrested for slapping his pregnant wife when he saw her smoking a cigarette. Florida man named Felix Taylor, who lives in the Pensacola area, slapped his pregnant wife when he saw her smoking a cigarette. Honestly, look, I do not think you should hit people, let alone women. Nobody should be slapped, but she should not be smoking if she's pregnant, y'all. She really should not. She's gonna kill her child before it's born. Or she's gonna give it... Like, that's somebody else's life that you... Why? What? Oh, no, he did not. Oh, no, he did not. Okay, so he's not saying anything for some reason, but your husband or wife in this game, they can randomly change your walls or your carpets. So Sam, today, decided, oh, wouldn't it be really nice if I changed the floor, even though you very painstakingly built this place to look a very specific way? I don't know, was this the flooring? Which flooring? Now, see, now I need to look it back up again. Thanks a whole lot, Sam. Thanks a whole lot, Sam. Oh, and I don't even know where the screenshot is anymore. Okay, wait. I can find it, though. It's probably with the saves. Aha, I think it is. Aha, it is. Okay, so it looks like it's this one. There we go. Yeah. Sam, never, ever, ever change the decor in this house ever again. Do you hear me? Honestly, and of all the floors, why did he pick that ugly orange one? Artemis says, right next to Texas, sadly, like he stole the Pepsi and then broke the door. Oh. Cheryl says, I don't know what my birthday Florida man did, but IDT, it was anything good. I don't think it was anything good, is IDT, I think. Honestly, I get where he coming from. I kind of get it too. Like, don't smoke cigarette, and don't slap your wife, but don't smoke cigarettes when you're pregnant, please. That is, like, you're basically going to give your child deformities and stuff before it's even born. It's going to have, like, lung cancer before it even comes out of you. Cheryl says, speaking of Florida man and alligators, mine was Florida man stealing an alligator and swung it around and threw it to teach it a lesson. This was last year. Oh, dear. Oh, man. Look, I don't like alligators, but they don't deserve that kind of treatment. That is a very rude thing to do, Florida man. See, this is why we don't like Florida man. Florida man is unhinged, and he's out there. He's always out. There must always be a Florida man. That's sort of a reference to, like, Lich King from WoW, but it's also a reference, I guess, to, like, have you guys seen Pirates of the Caribbean? Where, like, there has to always be, like, a captain of, I think it's the Black Pearl or something like that. And so, I mean, I won't spoil the rest of it, but there must always be a captain of the ship, just like there must always be a Lich King. There must always be a Florida man. Oh god, oh, the lightning. Oh, it was perfect. It was spooky, because Florida man is spooky. Alright, so we have collected another 21 oak resin, which I believe is enough oak resin to finish filling out our final shed, which is good. So I actually want to take the time today to do that. And then I guess I'll look through Stardew Predictor. Let's see, it's the 13th. Nope, there are no, you know what, I'm not even gonna, today's gonna be a day where I think, I don't know, y'all, maybe we'll go chop some wood in Cindersap Forest or something. I don't want to go back to the mines and just do the same old thing day after day after day after day. I don't know, I'm getting a little bit fatigued, and I want to do something new. I'm just getting a little bit fatigued. So, we're gonna change it up, and maybe we'll go chop some wood, or I don't know what we'll do. We'll figure it out, though. We'll figure it out together. I finished my soup. I am sad now. Be right back. You better not be getting more soup, Artemis. Actually, Artemis, you can have all the soup you want. Who am I to tell you that you can't have soup? Now, there is an unfortunate thing here. Okay, if I had 46, I think I had 46. Let's see how good my memory is. So, if I need 138, and I had 46 kegs already, I need to make 92 of these things. And I can make 94. So let's make 92, and let's see if this fills it out. If this is perfect, then I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, good memory times. Oh no. So, here's the thing. Somebody is in chat. I think they are Russian. I'm honestly not sure what language that is. But it has a 1.5 in it. And this is, like, we are playing Stardew Valley 1.5. So I think this person is asking if we are playing Stardew Valley 1.5. The answer is yes, we are playing Stardew Valley 1.5. But also, I do not speak whatever language you're speaking. I only speak English. So yes, I sort of tried to I tried to figure out what you were talking about just because I saw the 1.5 number in there, but either way, welcome to the channel, friend, and how are you doing today? If you do speak English and you want to have a conversation with me, that's pretty much the only way you're going to be able to do it. And oh my goodness, my memory. My memory served me right. Yep, that was exactly enough. So now we have a total, let me do the math here. We have 6 sheds and 138 kegs with each shed. We have 828 kegs now, which means that 828 ancient fruit wine every week is what we're going to be getting, which is 1,912,000 gold, basically. Which is pretty good. When is the Stardew 1.5 update for Android? Oh, so I don't know, actually. Has it not already happened? That's a very good question. So the last thing that Concerned Ape... Wait, are you sure it's not out already? Because Concerned Ape posted on July 6th, 2021. I know you've all been waiting a while for the 1.5 update for Stardew Valley on mobile. While it is underway, it may be a while off yet. The main reason for that is I had to get someone new to port the 1.5 update to mobile version of the game, which caused the mobile update to take much longer than it originally would have. Finding someone new to do the port took some time, but it was necessary. I appreciate your trust and patience and want to assure you that I'm doing everything within my power to get the 1.5 update out to you as soon as possible. But that's the latest thing that I guess... Here, let's see. Let's go like the past... Actually, let's go here. Because I'm basically looking this up on Google. Oh, one day ago, there was an article posted that says Stardew Valley 1.5 mobile update is still happening, says Concerned Ape. Mobile players, nothing new, but I just want to say again that the 1.5 update port is actively in development by the porting team, and there is continuous progress being made. I remain fully committed to seeing the 1.5 update on mobile. I really appreciate your patience. He posted that, but he posted that on October 20th of 2021. So this article was posted yesterday, but he posted that tweet like last year in October. So this person says, I don't understand your language, but I heard the word Russian. Here, let me see. I'm gonna do something. Okay. Oops, no, I copied the wrong thing. Okay, I hope that Google Translator works. There. I hope that Google Translator works. Actually, did I say I don't speak English? I hope that's not what I just typed. Russian to English translator. Did I say I don't speak English? Oh no, I said I don't speak Russian. Okay, cool. Artemis says I was gonna get more soup, but instead ice cream. Ooh, ice cream is tasty though, Artemis. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, right, we were making our kegs. We made the kegs are done. So now we don't have to worry about that. Let's go check the greenhouse. The greenhouse is not ready. Let's just go check on these pineapples. I'm pretty sure that they're not going to be ready. I think I collected both of these this week. Yeah, in fact, I know I did. I'm not even going to check the other one. Let's just go... You know, I could technically chop these trees down. We don't need the oak resin anymore. That would be stupid, but, you know. Let's just go down to Cindersap Forest and just cut some trees. And then I might even go to bed super early in the game. I might even just go to bed super early, because, again, I just don't want this to be another 4-hour stream. I don't think there's any reason for it to be that long. And I would rather just kind of like, I would rather just do chill things, honestly. I deserve it. Like, I have worked so hard on this run to get us where we are, and I feel like we have all but, like, we're basically right on track for making our goal. We're basically right on track for making our goal. I think we're gonna make it. It's just a matter of, like, waiting these last, like, 2 weeks. So anyway, my point for saying that is that, like, I don't feel like I have to, like, it's not like we're never gonna go back to the mines or the Skull Caverns to grind out money. We might do it one or two times. In fact, we might even go tomorrow. We might go Sunday, depending on what is ready. Although, I will tell you, we probably won't, actually, now that I think about it, because the ancient fruit is gonna be ready tomorrow. And that takes a lot of our day, and so does the wine, and the wine is gonna be ready tomorrow. So, we're not going tomorrow, but, like, on tomorrow night's stream, like IRL tomorrow night's stream, we will go like once or twice at minimum, I think. Especially if I'm like looking at the amount of money we've made and being like, uh-oh, we need, you know, 100,000 more gold or we're gonna be short or something like that. I don't think we will be. I think my math is all checking out now, but, you know, we'll see. I wanted to download for a long time, but it still does not come out. So I don't even know how to say this person's name, unfortunately, because I don't know how to speak Russian at all. So I don't know how to say their name, but they're actually, it sounds like they're probably using a translator on Google, just like I was. Now, I will tell you, I don't want to set a precedent for me doing that, just because it does take a bit of time. Maybe one day we will have a big enough community where there will be people who speak, like, English, and then, like, for example, you know, Cheryl, like, you have translated for people before when they have come in, right? Like, if we had somebody who spoke Russian and English, they could translate for me and back and forth if they wanted to. Like, eventually the community will get so big that, like, we will be able to transcend barriers like that without having to use Google. But until then, like, I'm willing to take the time out for it in this case, because honestly, this person seems very nice, and they were asking a question, and I wanted to be helpful, but, you know, if I were trying to do that with every person who came in here who didn't speak English at all, then I would be probably spending my entire streams doing it. Especially because, like I said, we get a lot of people in here from Brazil, who speak, I believe it's Portuguese, but they don't speak English. But then some people in here, they speak both. They speak English and Portuguese. Like, Mayate speaks English and Portuguese, and Mateo speaks English and Portuguese. So, you know. Artemis says, coffee and mint chocolate chip are about equal for me. I love cookie dough ice cream. Cookie dough ice cream is my favorite. I just, there's something about the big chunks of cookie dough in there and, like, the occasional chocolate chip that's just, like, so good. I do love me a mint chocolate chip, too, don't get me wrong. Mint chocolate chip ice cream's pretty good. I mean, honestly, I haven't really met an ice cream that I don't like. I like most ice creams. If you put ice cream in front of me, I'll probably like it. Probably. Unless it's, like, Bertie Bott's every flavored ice cream and it's, like, vomit flavored or grass. Honestly, even grass might be nice. Depending on how much grassiness is in it, it could still be nice. You know, it could be just the right blend of, like, sweet and, like, refreshing. Who knows? Artemis says, gonna go WikiHow Russian, by the way. And then Cheryl says, cookie dough is great. It is great. In my opinion, it is the greatest. It is the greatest of the doughs and of the ice creams. There are many doughs in this world. There are bread doughs. There are deer doughs. There are Homer Simpson doughs. Man, oh man, you gotta admit, that was a good one. That was a good one, y'all. But of all of the doughs, cookie dough is the best of the doughs. Oh, and there are, solati doughs. Do re mi so la ti dos. There are do-si-dos. Oh my gosh, guys, there's so many dos. There are do-si-dos. There are Homer Simpson dos. There are cookie dos. There are, like, how is this? And also, I need to switch feet. I have been sitting on my left foot this whole stream, and basically, I have pressed the side of my shoe into my ankle so much that it is now hurt. Like, it hurts. It feels like it's like a step away from, like, bleeding. It hurts. So I need to, oh man, yeah, that feels a lot better. I need to switch. It's a pretty bad habit that I sit on my feet, but honestly, I like it. It makes me feel tall. And it's not like I'm short. That was mostly a joke, but like, it does. It makes me slightly taller to sit on my foot. I mean, it makes everybody slightly taller to sit on their feet. Cheryl says, I can't believe you forgot do re mi do. Well, but I didn't forget. It was a delayed remembrance. That's all. Artemis says, do. I can't even do the Homer Simpson do like properly. I can't. But y'all know what I was getting at. There are guys, help me think of other does. We have to kill some time in here. We got to talk about something. Help me think of some other does. So we got, let's reiterate, okay? We've got do re mi fa sol la ti dos. We've got do-si dos. We've got cookie dos. We've got Homer Simpson dos. We've got deer dos. Do, a deer, a female deer, like that kind of a doe. What else do we have? Help me. Honestly, I can't think of any more. I'm struggling to think of more, which makes me sad, because this is a fun game, but is this about where the game ends? Because I can't think of any more. Jane Doe? John Doe? Oh, you're right. Actually, there's one of our followers is named John Doe. I don't know, I don't think he's actually named John Doe IRL. I think that's just his username, or their username. But yeah, like, we actually have a subscriber named John Doe. And then there's like a couple numbers at the end of his name too, I think. I hope Vincent's not too lonely now that I'm gone. I kind of feel responsible for the little guy. But life's all about change, right? See, I was just talking about this earlier. Life is all about change, y'all. This is why we can't play Stardew Valley forever on the channel, because life is all about change. Even Stardew Valley says so. Kids need to learn that eventually, or else adulthood will destroy them. Oh, yes. Oh, what? Like, honestly, this is why we marry Sam. Because Sam is wise. He is Samwise, some might say. Okay, I am going to bed. I know it's only 8:20. Actually, let's make sure we pet Boof. Can't neglect our cat. Okay, we did. And then let's just go to bed, because I don't want to spend the rest of this day in the mines. Maybe we'll... Oh no, we're not going today, right? We've established I'm picking ancient fruit. Basically, from this point on, the rest of the stream is going to be me going insane, picking over 1,000 ancient fruit and switching out like basically 800 kegs full of things. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, let's start with the mail. We got a maki roll from the mail, which is delicious, but I don't know if I trust eating a maki roll from the mail. That's a little disgusting, actually. Do not recommend eating maki rolls that you have just gotten in the mail. Who mails maki rolls? Like, that is not a thing. Who sent that to us, actually? Was that Pierre? Usually it's like Pierre, or I feel like maybe Sebastian would send something like that, because he likes sashimi. But I don't know. Who sent that? Here, actually, I can look back in my viewfinder. You guys are so far behind. Guys, I'm picking ancient fruit, and I'm looking at my viewfinder, and I'm just now leaving the house. Like, at this very moment that I'm speaking, like, in the viewfinder, I'm just now leaving the house. Why is the stream... Look, I know 4K has high latency, according to YouTube, but, it's only supposed to be about 30 seconds. That was at most. Like, usually it sits around 20. But that's like 30, that might have even been 40 seconds delay. Oh, and actually I forgot to look at the viewfinder to see who sent the mail. Oh well. Someone will know. Or they won't, and then who cares? It doesn't matter who sent it. It does not matter who sent the Maki roll in the mail. You just don't, like, you don't do, who sends Maki rolls in the mail? Am I even saying that right? Is it Maki? I'm pretty sure it's Maki, right? It's not Maki. It's a Maki roll. I don't think it's Maki roll. I don't think it is. If it is though, y'all tell me. Cheryl says tofu in Mandarin. Oh, tofu in Mandarin is dofu? Ooh. Cheryl says, I have to say this as a tofu enjoyer. I also enjoy a good tofu, Cheryl. I love tofu. My husband hates it. He hates tofu. He says it's basically like eating flavorless rubber. And I'm like, look, you're technically not wrong, but I like the texture of tofu. And it does have a flavor, but but not really, but that's the point. The point of tofu is that it's supposed to be versatile, you know? It's supposed to be, you're supposed to be able to use it as a protein substitute in like any dish you want to, and it's good. One of my oh, here, I'll tell you what one of my favorite dishes is. One of my favorite dishes is pad thai. Specifically, I love getting pad thai with like extra crushed peanuts in it and tofu as the protein. I do also occasionally get shrimp in my pad thai, but I like tofu a lot. I like getting nice little cubes of tofu in there, and they're kind of like, they're sort of borderline squishy a little bit, but like, I don't know, they're good, they're fun. They're fun, they taste honestly like the rest of the meal tastes, you know, with whatever sauce is in it. But that's fine. And they provide me with protein, which is good. You need protein to survive. Like, it's not an opinion. You need protein to survive. Oh, Artemis says, I have given up on Russian. It looks too hard. Oh yeah. Yeah, Russian, like, is one of those languages that is, like, incredibly difficult. Like, I mean, as an English speaker, I look at Russian and it literally just looks like hieroglyphs to me. Like, Egyptian hieroglyphs. I don't even know where to begin. I wouldn't even know where to begin. In, like, at least with things like Spanish and Portuguese and, heck, even, like, well, no, I was gonna say Chinese. No, Chinese and Japanese also are like hieroglyphs, honestly. But like, you know, Spanish and Italian, like things like that, like they use the, I don't know what the, like they use the alphabet that I know, you know, so I can at least sort of decipher what I think a word might mean. And usually a lot of words have like Latin root bases, so you can, if it sounds like how it might sound in English, then it might very well be the same word. Like sometimes you can kind of guess things like that. But with Russian, it's like, nope, all of the rules are thrown out the window and you start from scratch. And that's why I had to copy paste from Google. But thank goodness for Google Translator though, right? Like, thank goodness for that. I hope, now I'm not sure, I'm honestly gonna say I imagine they did not subscribe, but I hope that person who is speaking in Russian, I hope that they appreciated that I took the time out of my day to translate and try to communicate with them by subscribing to me. I don't know if they're still watching. If you are, you probably can't even understand me, because it sounded like you can't understand me, you just only heard the word Russian, and that's why you translated what you were saying. But either way, if you are here and you understand what I'm saying, and you want to help out the channel, please subscribe, because we're trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the year. I haven't really talked about the goal yet today. I've told people that I want them to subscribe, but I haven't necessarily said why. The goal is, like, we want 500 subscribers by the end of this year, because I would like my community posting privileges back. Back on this channel 5 years ago, when I first started doing pre-recorded Let's Play series, I had the ability to make community posts. And then between the time I left the channel and between the time I came back, they made it so that anyone who didn't have 500 subscribers couldn't do community posts anymore, which in my opinion is not okay. I'm sorry, but if you give somebody a privilege like that on your website or your community or whatever, and you decide that you're gonna put like a new sort of, you know, floor on it or something, so to speak, so that people have to do a certain thing to be able to achieve it, then you give the people who already had it the ability to keep it without having to re-earn it. No matter what. That's why, like, one of the things I'm thinking of doing when we hit 1,000 subscribers and we can monetize and create memberships is I'm thinking about maybe making a special channel in the Discord server that I only read during live chats. So that people, like, when the channel gets inevitably bigger, people can have their messages maybe read a little bit easier, but you would have to be subscribed to be able to use it. But people who already are in the Discord, I'm like, at that point, once I make that channel, I think I'm gonna allow them to just have, like, I'm gonna allow you guys to just have unlimited access to it without having to have a membership. Now, will a lot of you probably still, like, you know, donate a membership to the channel to help support it? Probably. A lot of you are nice like that. But, I think that if you already have access to it, you should not have it taken away. If new rules are imposed on like, what people need to do in order to obtain it. So Ellie says, me too, I don't like tofu, but the only dish that I like that uses tofu is sizzling tofu. Sizzling tofu just sounds like regular tofu, but made really, really hot to the point where it's sizzling. Is there something else to that dish that I don't know? Cheryl says, tofu is amazing, I love it so much. There's a dish called Yong Tao Fu, marinated tofu, but it's not really marinated. You just put meat paste on the tofu and pan fry it, and it's super yummy. Wait, but Cheryl, so here's my question. What is the point of having a meat paste and tofu in the same dish? I mean, usually, now maybe it's just because people like tofu. Maybe there doesn't need to be a point. Why does there have to be a point to everything, Vinny? I don't know. But, like, at least in America, like in the United States, because tofu is not something that, like originated here in our culture. We've definitely had it brought over from overseas. But, like, whenever you see tofu in any kind of a dish, it's because it replaces the main protein. To have tofu and another type of protein in the same dish is a little unheard of. Actually, it's not completely unheard of. I have had some pad thais that have had both shrimp and tofu in them by default, but that's usually pretty rare. In fact, only one place I know of had that, and it was this place called Land, and it's in New York City, and it has the best pad thai I've ever had in my life. They also have these really, really, really good spring dumplings there. They're like green in color. I don't know how they get the dough or whatever, or cause isn't it, like, what are dumplings made out of? It's dough, right? It's rice, they're rice dumplings, right? It's made out of like rice dough or something. Either way, they make it like green, and it's got like crushed peanuts in it and who knows even what else, but it's so good. Every time I go to New York, I have to eat at Land, cause it's seriously like the best restaurant, like, in that city, in my opinion. You know, I'm a little biased, maybe. Well, I don't know. No, I'm not. I mean, why would I don't know. I'm not biased. I don't know why I would be biased. I'm just a person who believes that it's a really, really good restaurant. I'm not even, like, from Thailand or anything. I have no reason to be biased. Artemis says, I hate tofu, despise even. Oh no. Cheryl says it's texture and it's great. Yeah, I agree. I like the texture of tofu. I like the texture. All right, here we go. We're gonna fill up all, oh no, I didn't make stacks. Oh God, I've done it again. Okay, so actually, hold on. I need 134 in this stack because I just started it out a little bit prematurely, but I put 4 of them in. So, oh God, oh come on. Oh, come on. 134. All right, get out of here. All right, yeah, this is enough. So 134. Man, this is the boring part. I will say, this is the part that I hate about this, is replacing the wine in the kegs. And it's just mostly because it takes so long to do it. You have to, like, you can miss kegs because first it has to take... You can hold down the button. Like, all I'm doing is holding down the right mouse button and then walking by them and pointing at them. But if you don't stay in front of a keg for long enough, it'll take the wine out, but it won't put the star fruit in. You have to, like, you kind of have to almost, like, I can't, look, see how I can't just walk? I can't just walk through because it misses putting in the fruit in a lot of the chests. You have to walk, you have to, like, purposely walk slower. So I am purposely walking slower so that I don't miss putting these into any of these. And I say chests, but I mean, of course I mean, kegs. All right, so now I need 100, oh dear Lord, 138 more. Now we're not gonna get a full 1.9 million from these, unfortunately, because we didn't have that final 6th shed filled, but I will sell the leftover fruit. So we'll get a lot. We'll get like a little bit under 1.9. If I were to guess, I would say we're gonna get like 1.7, maybe 1.8 if we're lucky, but probably 1.7. I don't know, we'll see. And I hate doing this too because I can't really look over at live chat while I do this, y'all. If I go too slow, because time does pass while I'm doing this. It's not like picking the fruit. Time doesn't pass really when you pick fruit, but it doesn't pause when you do this kind of stuff. So if I take too long doing this, then I won't get it all done in one day, and then I'll be in trouble. Because then all of the kegs will be kind of like, you know, not in sync with one another. As opposed to being not in Backstreet Boys with one another. God, that was a terrible joke. I said in sync, and it reminded me of NSYNC, you know, the boy band. And then I was like, how can I turn this into a joke? And then I was like, in Backstreet Boys. Dumb, terrible joke, but it is my joke, and I cherish it. Oh, Dama is back. Hello, Dama. How are you doing tonight, friend? We're talking about tofu and boy bands and speaking Russian. Honestly, the topics have been all over the place tonight. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the varied sort of like, you know, chat we've been having. It's been more interesting. Like, you've gotta, like, when you're doing the same thing that you've been doing in the game for weeks and weeks, you gotta find ways to make it fresh and interesting, you know? You gotta find ways. So we have found ways. And by the way, I don't know who has been in here when I've been talking about what, so I'm just gonna act like a broken record and I'm gonna repeat myself, but we're playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 next, and if you want to be caught up on the story of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2, then you probably should go watch somebody Let's Play that. I have a full Let's Play, y'all. A full Let's Play, pre-recorded, of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on this channel. You can find it. It's in my playlist sections. It's like the last series that I did before I left the channel. It was the last pre-recorded series I ever did on the channel. So if you want to watch that, you are more than welcome to. Oh god, okay, I need to do some math here. In this case, I do want to be using the lower quality fruit first, because the quality of the fruit that I want to sell needs to be the higher quality, so we can make the most money. So, I need 63 of these. Okay, so 63 plus 75, I believe, is 138. According to my calculator, it is, anyway. Ellie says sizzling tofu is a dish of twice-cooked tofu, first by pan-fry, deep fry, and then seasoned with oyster sauce and chilies. You had me until oyster sauce. I will tell you, I have tried oysters. I've tried oysters and clams, and I've tried, scallops. And I can't get behind the flavor. It's a little bit too... It's a little bit too oceany for me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the type of person, like, I love nigiri. I love sashimi. I like nigiri more because I like rice, but I like sashimi too. But the problem is that, like, I'll eat raw fish, but it can't smell or taste like raw fish. It needs to, like, my favorite type of nigiri is salmon nigiri, or like, I think they call it sake nigiri. That's my favorite nigiri, is salmon, because I just think that the flavor is so fresh, and just, like, honestly, I'll just go to Japanese restaurants, and I'll just get, like, an order of, like, 12 salmon nigiri on a plate, and there's something about it. First of all, it's really easy on the stomach. It's very easy on the stomach, and I have kind of a bad stomach. But second of all, it just makes you feel like you're eating, like, really healthy. So, you know. Alright, there's another 138, which is gonna go in here. We are gonna get this done by the end of the day, but I will tell you, this 6th shed is gonna make things a little bit tight on time. So I don't even know, like, even if I wanted to put 10 sheds on the farm, I could do it, and I could technically harvest all of the wine in time, but not on the same day as harvesting the ancient fruit. It would have to be on different days. Like, it would have to be Monday, I would harvest all of the ancient fruit, and then Tuesday I could turn them all into wine. But if I had to do both, I think the most amount of sheds I would probably be able to fill up would maybe be like 8? Maybe 9. Maybe. But 10 would be, I don't think 10 would be possible. Okay. Cool, we got one more left to fill. And this one is not fully filled up, so it won't take as long. Oh, wait, I went over. There we go. Man, I just, honestly, out of all of my runs, this run, I have more sheds on my farm in this playthrough than I have in any of my other playthroughs. This is the most amount of kegs. The most amount of kegs I've had previously to this was like 3 big sheds full of them. Because I wasn't as in a rush to make perfection. So this might actually be the fastest I've ever gotten perfection in this game, now that I think about it. But I also have never done sheds full of, like, pineapple before. I've never done them before because I didn't really take advantage of, like, the deluxe retaining soil until now. I learned about it pretty late in, like, YouTube videos and stuff that it was something you could do. So I'm glad I learned about it because it has been a nice little bit of passive income for us, but yeah, we're speeding along through this money-making process, I'll tell you that. Cheryl says, okay, I gotta go. See you guys when I see you, and also hydrate. Thank you for reminding me to hydrate, Cheryl. I have not been, and I was doing all of that wine stuff, and I never even thought to drink anything. Cheryl says oyster sauce is great. Does oyster sauce actually taste like oysters, or is it just called oyster sauce because it goes with oysters? Because sometimes they name the sauce after the thing it goes with and not necessarily what is in the sauce. But in this case, I'm gonna guess that it probably has oysters in it. All right, so there we go. All of our wine and all of our ancient fruit has been tossed in. We can put this one singular oak resin away. And then honestly, y'all, like, well, I'll pick this because I forgot to do it. But honestly, let's go to bed. Let's go to bed early. Oh, in fact, we might actually be able to talk to our husband, Sam, before bed. We never get... Oh, he's not going to talk to me. Will he at least give me a kiss? Come on, give me a kiss goodnight, Sam. What the heck? Is he mad at me? All right, whatever. We're going to get into bed at the same time as him. Ah, how lovely. This never happens to me in real life. My husband and I always go to bed at completely different times. And hey, look, we basically did get 1.9 million. Not quite, but, like, basically we did. So, ancient fruit wine sold for 1.7, but then the rest of the ancient fruit itself sold for like 190,000 it looks like. Pretty good. That's pretty good, y'all. I'm happy about that. Oh, and also Ellie says, so the rest of that meal, by the way, I didn't finish reading it. It's sizzling tofu is a dish of twice-cooked tofu, first by pan-fry, deep-fry, then seasoned with oyster sauce and chilies, tossed in mayo before it's served on a sizzling hot plate with freshly chopped onions. Everything in that dish sounds delicious to me except for the oyster sauce. I don't know. Unless it doesn't actually taste like oysters, but... Alright, so it is Monday the 15th. We have successfully completed another week in Stardew Valley, and look, it's 3 hours and 30 minutes in. It did not take us a full 4 hours to do this, because I sped along through a couple of the days, because honestly, I hope you guys don't mind me doing that, but I don't see how it would be fun to watch me just spend, like, the umpteenth day killing the same enemies over and over and over again in the mines, and eating a bunch of berries, and then repeating the process. It just, like, we'll do some more of it next week, because, you know, especially if we get the challenging Skull Caverns. But this week, I just wanted to take it a little more chill. So here's the deal. I'm gonna reiterate this. First of all, we stream every Tuesday through Saturday on this channel at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Sometimes we do bonus streams on Sundays and Mondays, but usually Tuesday through Saturday, unless something else is happening to me that week and I need to miss streams. Tomorrow is Saturday, so we have one more stream of this stream week, and then I have 2 streams. I have 2 nights off, and I'm going to take my nights off because I think I need them. I need the time to mentally decompress and also to prepare for the coming week, which is going to be finishing Stardew Valley and also streaming Xenoblade. So tomorrow night, I think tomorrow night's stream is going to be a big one. You guys don't want to miss it. You want to be here for it if you can be. It is going to be where we hit perfection. We're going to hit perfection. I'm like, well, we will at least get the money to hit perfection. Whether or not we will actually make the clock is a different story. We might make the clock on the following stream. But the following stream, I think we are definitely going to... We're gonna do an episode 40 of Stardew. I think I've pretty much made up my mind. We're gonna do an episode 40, and in episode 40, we're gonna buy the gold clock officially, even though we'll have the money to buy it the stream before. We're gonna get our perfection run done, and then we're gonna go around and we're gonna see what you get for all of it. We're gonna see what all of this hard work has been for, and then I am going to possibly show my main farm. It's not going to be much different than this farm, except the outside area is definitely a lot more developed. Like, a lot more. So, I'll show that to you. We'll take, like, a tour of my main farm, and it'll just be, like, a nice, chill stream. It may not even be a full stream. I'm not sure. It may be a 2.5-hour stream or a 3-hour stream, but we'll figure it all out as we go. But I'm pretty happy that it seems like we're going to be finishing this up with 40 parts, and then we're going to have 2 nights where we're going to maybe do some Animal Crossing. Maybe both nights. I don't know. And then, I believe it's Friday? Yeah, Friday of next week, the 29th of July, 2022, is going to be the first stream of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which is just a big, huge, monumentous thing for my channel, because back in the day when I was only doing pre-recorded series, my channel saw the biggest growth during Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So I'm actually curious to see if some of my followers from back then are gonna, like, come out of hiding, because I haven't seen a lot of them. But one of them, I still remember this guy's name. His name is Marcel Fox. I still remember him. That was his YouTube username, and he was one of the people that loved watching my Xenoblade Chronicles 2 series. So I'm curious to see if people like Marcel are going to come back, or if they've left the channel since then, or what that's going to be like. But anyway, friends, I had a lot of fun tonight. Make sure that, like I said, please subscribe to the channel if you're not, and also make sure to like tonight's stream. That will help us out immensely, like, really more than you know. And also that helps you know that when, like, YouTube will let you know when we go live. As long as you're subscribed and as long as you have the little notification bell, you know, turned on, you'll get notifications. But just in case you don't for some reason, because I swear this happens to me, I don't get notifications for some of my favorite streamers on YouTube sometimes. So just in case, it's a good idea to follow me on any one or all of my social media platforms, which are Twitter, twitter.com/VinnyAdventures, or Facebook, facebook.com/VinnyAdventures. But we also have a Discord server. Gosh, if I could talk today. We have a Discord server. I'm going to link an invite to it in live chat for you all. This invite will work for the next 7 days. If you are watching the stream in the future when it is not, like, currently live, just make sure that it's not older than 7 days, and that link will work. You don't need an email or anything for Discord. It's just like, think of it as like a nice, cute little forum community where we chat and share pictures of art and stuff in there. Also, there are voice channels. We could use them if we wanted to, but we never do. So there's no pressure to like talk to us on voice chat or anything in there. But anyway, it's been wonderful. Artemis says, like and sub, woo! And then Artemis shared emojis of a squirt gun and bread. I don't know what that means. And then Ellie says, yes, can't wait. I can't wait either. Honestly, this is like the fact that we have 8 million gold. We have 8 million. A million gold. That's a lot of cheddar, yo. The only thing I technically didn't do that I kind of wanted to do was get the return scepter from Krobus, but that's another 2 million. And we have 315 warp totems and like another, like we could buy another 500 warp totems from the casino right now if we wanted to for the currency that we already have saved up. Like, we're fine. We don't need the return scepter, but like, I don't know. Maybe if I have any extra money left over at the end of the run, which is highly unlikely, maybe we'll have enough to buy it, but probably not. But anyway, I need to go now, or I will sit here and just blab my face off until the end of eternity. So I'm going to go, but I will see you all tomorrow for the amazing stream where we will hit 10 million gold and buy the golden... Well, actually, we're just going to hit the 10 million gold. We're not going to buy the clock. We're just going to hit the 10 million gold in Stardew Valley. I'll see you tomorrow night, friends.